The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
A new report about the number 2 overall pick is certainly eye-opening if you're a fan of the New York Jets. We'll break down the latest there and much more in regards to the NFL draft. My guy, Cole Thompson, is back on the show. It is the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Wish you could have been a Jet, Fernando.
Let's see what happens.
What's your message to the Jet fans in New York?
Jets, Jets.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show presented by PrizePicks. A lot to talk about. If you're wondering, hey, where was the first live show today? We didn't have one. I got a text from my boss at ESPN New York that Bart Scott was having some issues coming back from vacation, so I filled in for Bart last second today. So I posted some content on the channel this morning to hold you over, but this will be our first live show on the day, so a bunch of you tweeted me and reached out, where's the show? There wasn't a show. So this is the first and only live show here on a Monday, which means Asmaniac Madness will pick right up where we were going to start this morning. Gorman and Andrew C., the 1 versus 9 in the grown-ass man region, is coming your way in just a little bit. We also are less than 100 subscribers away from 45,000. So smash the subscribe button if you have not done so already. And, of course, RSVP for our draft party, which is 17 days away at McFadden's in Pittsburgh. Can't wait to meet so many of you coming out. Free draft party. All you need to do is click the link and RSVP if you're making the trip. With that, let's say hello to a guy who used to join us every week, and then he got a morning drive radio slot in the city of Houston and became too busy for us. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our guy, Cole Thompson. Cole, welcome back to the program. How are you?
Jake Asman and the Asmaniacs. How you doing, buddy?
Did you remember us, or now that you're a big radio star in Houston, drive time?
I think about you guys
6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the iHeart station down there.
I think of you guys way more than you think of me. I think of you all the time, Jake Asman. That's why I text you basically every single day.
Well, welcome back. Cole, for those who are new to the show, is as plugged into the draft as anyone. He's covered the Texans for a long time. He's covered college football for a long time. He still does some great work on SEC Unfiltered, on YouTube and podcast, talking college ball. And you're an Alabama alum, so I can't wait to talk to you about Ty Simpson, who has been a hot topic among Jet fans debating whether or not the Jets should take him. But let me start with this. There's a report from ESPN today that the Jets are leaning towards drafting Arvell Reese with the 2nd overall pick. If you look at the betting markets, that backs up the Arvell Reese conversation there as well. Let's start with just Reese as a prospect. Give us your thoughts, your breakdown on him and the fact that he is such a big favorite right now to go number 2.
Yeah, he is, in my opinion, one of the bigger boomer busts that is very much a high volume player that I think could be a game changer. I really do love the tape of Arvell Reese. Now, the thing that you got to realize is he is a tweener, and you don't really know what is going to be his home until you get him acclimated with the defense and how you want to use him properly. But he does everything at a high-end rate. I mean, he is a great pass rusher, and he wins a lot of one-on-one battles with physicality and with a lot of hand placement to the outside that is able to kind of throw offensive linemen off of their pathway. I think that he's a very good run defender. He is a solid playmaker that wins the line of scrimmage and is able to go ahead and shed blocks and get in the backfield and put themselves in a position where you're losing yardage. I think that the big thing that I really like about him is that he plays both positions at a high-end level. He is somebody that can rush the edge and be a great pass rusher, and he's somebody that can be a good off-ball linebacker. And he did both those things. What I thought was really interesting is the way that Matt Patricia utilized him during his time in Columbus last year. You know, he was a pass rusher primarily at the beginning of the year, And then like middle of the season, they started to go ahead and take off his pass rushing sets and said, let's just keep him at the middle and let him make plays as an open field tackler. And I think that's something that, has been beneficial for him to be able to learn how to play more as a balanced approach of an off-ball linebacker if you want to use him properly. But the thing that you got to ask yourself is this the regime that should be using that type of pick on a player that you don't really know what you're going to utilize him as at this point? To me, as much as David Bailey, I think, is a more higher floor guy and maybe not as high as a ceiling, you know how to properly utilize him. And he is a good pass rusher, and he is probably the best situational pass rushing specialist that you have in this draft. And it's an area that you have to add in more pressure because of not only did you trade away Jermaine Johnson this offseason, but also that was an area of weakness for you a season ago. And so adding in a guy like David Bailey makes a lot more sense, but he has his own faults. He's not as elite as a run defender. And that's something that you're going to have to benefit by having a much more, I think, balanced approach when it comes to setting the interior pass rush, which is why you bring in a guy like a T'Vondre Sweat that hopefully will pick up and be a solid playmaker up the middle in this defense for Aaron Glenn. But you look at some other guys out there. To me, it's like the value is between two players. It's Arvell Reese and it's David Bailey. Those are the only two. Because I can't warrantly say, even though I do like Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs as better prospects, I can't take them with the number 2 pick. But positional value, it's not there. I think that if you were able to trade on back, that's the best play and option. But right now, that's not an option available. There's not a player, I think, worthy of trading on up that is going to be going at pick number 2 to where you can make that move. Like it felt like last season with Travis Hunter, there was 1 or 2 teams that was willing to go ahead and pull the trigger and make that jump just 2 or 3 spots. As much as I think that you like Arvell Reese, he is going to be a project that you have to work with in time, build a good rapport, and let him kind of figure out on the fly what's a better situation for him. And David Bailey is a player who has all the upside to be a great pass rusher, but there are going to be some limitations to his games to where maybe teams are a little bit less to be able to go ahead and make that move on up. So it makes sense that Arvell Reese is going to be the pick. It makes sense that Arvell Reese working alongside with a defensive-minded coach and Aaron Glenn, maybe get the best version out of him. Me personally, just looking at where the team is, I would go with David Bailey. That's my sense.
Which is a totally fair take. I had Leger Douzable on, and he said he would take Bailey over Reese. He likes Reese, but he likes Bailey a little more. I think it's a lot more of a conversation than some Jet fans want to admit. Like, I think there's just some that say, oh, it's going to be Reese no matter what. I think Bailey does warrant the conversation. You know what he is. He's more refined as a pass rusher than Reese is because Reese just hasn't been asked to do it as much. He's also a little older than Reese, so you have to factor that in to your evaluation. I do think the Jets end up taking Reese, but I think Bailey should be much more of a debate than it feels like we've had in this fan base of late. And just to your point on the versatility of Reese, Rich Cimini wrote a great story about this yesterday. So Reese last year at Ohio State, right, his final season, he played 238 snaps as an inside off-ball linebacker and 356 as an outside linebacker. So Glenn can use him all over the field in this defense. And then when he's asked to rush the passer, he could also do that. He had 6.5 sacks and 97 pass rushes. His measurables are incredible. He's 6'4", 241. He ran a 4.46 in the 40-yard dash. Like, there's a reason why he's thought to be the number 2 pick, because you could see a team falling in love with what they could do with him. And Glenn referenced last week at the league meetings Danielle Hunter, who you know, Cole, being in Houston covering the Texans. Danielle Hunter did not have a ton of production in college, but he got to the NFL, got with the right coaches. Now he's one of the best edge rushers in the sport. Danielle Hunter in college only had 3.5 sacks total in 3 years at LSU, but he has 114.5 sacks in 10 years in the NFL. So we have seen guys not have like the quote unquote production in college, and then they get even better when they're in the right situation when they get to the NFL.
Well, like, think about this for a second. Will Anderson Jr. is a perfect example. Like, he didn't have the team lead in sacks, pressures, or tackles for loss this past year, but teams started to realize, I can't run his way, because if he is winning his one-on-one battles so effectively, thus making an impact on the defensive front, and thus pushing the role on over to Danielle Hunter, who once again finished with top 5 in sacks, top 5 in pressures, and top 5 in tackles for losses among defensive ends. So, like, if you get a player of Arvell Reese's potential, and Arvell Reese last season, something that he did was he was so impactful of setting the edge, especially when he was an outside linebacker, that they would run plays away from him. So you then allowed the defense to really focus in on Sonny Styles making more plays and Caleb Downs making more plays and Caden McDonald at defensive tackle making more plays. So it's like the impact that was made by a guy like Arvell Reese wasn't in the stats, but it was in the way that you played and how you situationally built up a game plan on how to avoid running to Arvell Reese's way. So I think that that's something to where if you're able to get that same mentality and you think that you can utilize him in the exact same way, by all means, from a standpoint of player, I think that you look at a guy like Arvell Reese and fall in love with immediately the tape and especially the overall traits that he has and say, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bank on him having not only a higher ceiling, but somebody that I'm going to learn with for this year. And 2 or 3 seasons from now, I am going to end up being the best player in this draft class. I think David Bailey is a safer pick. And David Bailey, while he is a situational guy, because David Bailey, let's just call it as is, you're drafting him to be a pass rushing specialist. He will not be, I think, as prolific as a run defender as Arvell Reese can be. But you also know with Arvell Reese, there is going to come that potential, that tweener gap role of where I don't know if I'm going to utilize him properly. So therefore, it's going to be a problem. Where Bailey, I know I'm going to utilize him in one way, and it's going to be an immediate factor. That's really what you're deciding between.
I like Bailey again. I just feel like if you're drafting a guy at 2, you want a guy who could be like a superstar all-around player.
Sure.
And if Bailey's just a pass rusher, that's obviously valuable. The job is to get to the quarterback. But at number 2, you want a guy who could get to the quarterback and also could bring that chess piece dynamic that Reese would bring. And also you could use him as a spy. You could just do a lot of different things with him. He's already a legit, all-level linebacker, and he's got the body type like Micah Parsons did to really blossom into being this stud pass rusher as well.
I think that, again, you're looking at what is the thing that you're most interested in. Are you going after the upside or are you going for safe and stable? Now, that's what the organization has to decide right now. Because if you're
swinging for the fence,
then you swing for Arvell Reese, and that's the smart play. Because he has a much more higher upside as a run stopper and as a pass rusher than David Bailey. He has the most upside in the class. That's what you do. But at the same time, you better, if you're moving off of Daryl Muji and you're moving off of Aaron Glenn after this season, you better get somebody who's going to come on in and have a game plan on how to utilize him properly. Because you don't want to waste the number 2 overall pick.
Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line again. Draft party 17 days away, baby. Come and join us in Pittsburgh. Cole, you should join us, man. Take off from work and fly to Pittsburgh and join us at McFadden's.
I'm thinking about it. I haven't seen you in almost a year. So at this point, it's like I kind of have to figure out a reason to go. I want to go to Pittsburgh.
See if you could get a draft credential. Do the show live from the draft.
I say just literally go at the Comrex and just be up at Beast. Hey, it's an extra hour of sleep for me because it's 7 a.m. I'll be good.
That's right. Love that for you. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. You're a hockey fan, which I appreciate. Even though Houston doesn't have an NHL team, they definitely should get one. You guys are going to get a women's basketball team again, though. Congrats on that. Yeah,
Comets are back. That's good. We get to face off against the Liberty every once in a while.
So this became official over the weekend. The Jets are all by themselves. The Jets now have the longest playoff drought in all 4 of the major sports. It was the Jets and the Sabres sharing the longest playoff drought. Well, the Sabres clinched the playoff spot on Saturday. So congrats to the Sabre fans. They've clinched the spot, which means the Jets are all by themselves. And one day when the Jets end their playoff drought, we all will feel like Andy Dufresne felt in Shawshank Redemption. That will be all of us. And so good job by the Sabres. And maybe one day this will be the Jets.
Does it come in 2027? Because that's what everyone's hoping for.
I think I could see it ending by 2027. I don't think it will end this year, but I could see them getting into 2027.
Is the bigger question.
I don't think he's the head coach in 2027. I don't.
Man. God, that went south so fast.
They won 3 games last year.
They won 3 games.
They started 0-7
every game. It was bad.
Well, if you ask Aaron Glenn, though, he'll tell you he definitely will be back because they signed or they traded technically for a quarterback that's leading them to the promised land. You ready for a little Geno back with the Jets?
I love that ChatGPT is creating these AI things for you because it's fantastic. How excited are you for having Geno Smith back again?
I don't hate it because, I don't really know what the alternative was. I didn't want Derek Carr necessarily. I was okay with it, maybe.
What about
I
Cole
wanted
Thompson?
Kirk. Yeah, I wanted Kirk. Apparently, Kirk either didn't want them or they didn't want Kirk. I mean, I didn't want Carson Wentz. No, thank you. Kyler was never going to choose the Jets when he had the Vikings as an option.
What about Tua?
No chance. He can't play in the cold, and you're going to put him at MetLife where he's, the wind will blow him over and he'll be out for the year.
If it's not that, he'll snap his ACL, run into the grass. Something will happen by November.
So it's like easy to go, they're bringing Geno back, ha ha ha. But like, who are they going to get that could potentially be competent if they protect him? And they can protect him. The one thing the Jets do have is a solid offensive line.
Hey, last year they made the right call by bringing in Armand Membu, who is, in my opinion, he should have been the offensive rookie of the year for how well he played.
He could have been. He's better than Will Campbell.
He is way better than Will Campbell. He was far and away awesome. Like, he is, in my opinion, and I remember arguing with fans last year about the Tyler Warren pick and saying, what should have been the move? Tyler Warren or Armand Membu? I think everybody is content now knowing you got your bookends for the future. Even if Olaf Fashanu is not an all-pro left tackle, you got two good options on the outside that are on cheap-friendly contracts.
Yeah, he's solid. He's definitely worthy of the pick.
Yeah.
The biggest issue the Jets have is that the head coach needs to win games, and the general manager, I'm not saying he can just punt on the year, but I think there's a real path where he's here a year from now and the head coach isn't. So it's like that. It's that fine line of like, you need to be better to save your job. And then there's a bunch of Jet fans who are like, well, we don't want to win just 6 or 7 games. What good is that? We'd rather just be awful and get the top pick. They have 3 first-round picks. You got a Texas helmet behind you. We're marching for Arch here in April. But, some members of the fan base are already there. So that's the conundrum for the Jets. It's like, how much better are they going to be? If they're better, you either want to be like 10 wins and sneak into the playoffs and surprise everyone, or be a 3 or 4 win team one more year and then get one of the top picks.
I don't know, man. I mean, because here's the thing. It is a good quarterback class next year. And I know we say it every single year. Wait till next year's quarterback class. Wait till next year's quarterback class. It's decent. I'm not going to say it's great. I am going to say it's better than what it is this season, far and away. And it's not just in terms of what you got with Ty Simpson in the back. I mean, you got 3 guys that all could be top 3 picks next year. It's very clear that you could have options available to you. So I think that you are smart with trying to go ahead and figure out what's your game plan for this upcoming season. But whatever it is, I think that you have to have everybody on the same page. Because what do you know about a guy like Aaron Glenn? He's going to pull a Lovie Smith. He's not going to go ahead and openly lose knowing his job is on the line. So you're always going to try to go ahead and play for the win, which could put you out of position to now march for Arch. So if you're going to have the conversation of, look, we're going to bring back Daryl Muji, and as long as you guys look competitive, you get another shot, then maybe you'll play fiddle. But if you're a coach that's fighting for your job, you're going to try to win.
You gonna sneeze?
Yeah, it's coming. Okay. You're going to try to win every single game. That's exactly. It's like snuck on my cup. But you're going to try to win every single game because that's the game plan. Try telling a bunch of people in a locker room, hey, lose next year because then you get to land Arch Manning. Are you going to be on the team?
No, they're not. People think, the Jets are tanking. Miami's not tanking. The Jets aren't tanking. Arizona's not tanking. They're all trying to win. If the season goes up in flames, then yes, maybe at the end of the year, there could be some moves like we saw the Raiders do where they sit down a healthy Crosby, they sit down a healthy Bowers, where they're going all out to try and get the top pick. But the Jets are trying to go into the year winning games. Nothing is guaranteed for Aaron Glenn beyond this upcoming season. So they just might not be good enough because the coach is not good enough, but they're not trying to lose in April right now. They're trying to win as many games as possible.
Just promise me that next season you will not get Dante Moore. I do not believe in him whatsoever as a player. I'm actually, for Jets fans out there, I'm actually thankful that he is not an option available for you to pick number 2.
Well, I didn't want him because I don't believe in this coaching staff. So I'm glad he went back to school. But why don't you like him as a prospect? Because I did like him until that last game.
I think that his footwork is all over the place. I don't think his arm strength is that great. I think his decision-making still needs a ton of work. I think that he really relied heavily on a defense to bail him out of trouble. I think he had one of the most underappreciated run games in college football this past year. I mean, you had 4 guys averaging 4.5 yards a play, and he had a very good sneaky weapon in Kenyon Sadiq that was able to kind of help him tote the rock and bail him out of trouble. So I think that there is a lot of room for growth. I think that you will see other quarterbacks take another jump forward to where he won't even be in play. I think that you're looking at a guy like probably Dante Moore being a solid middle of the first round pick, not ticket number 2. And honestly, once again, you need to build a roster that is going to be competitive, that is going to be able to actually have something in place to whenever you do get your franchise quarterback or the hopeful franchise quarterback, it's not going to be him throwing all the pressure on his shoulders. I don't trust that with Dante Moore. If Dante Moore would have came on out this year, I think the game would have been too big for him. He would have crumbled in some of the biggest moments, and it would have killed his confidence to where you're once again talking about getting a quarterback that you had to hit reset on.
Ty Simpson, you're an Alabama alum, so you watch basically every Alabama game.
I've watched everyone twice.
What's the deal with Ty Simpson? Your thoughts on him as a prospect, and would he make sense for the Jets with any of their picks, including 16, 33, and 44?
If you trade back from 16 and the middle of the the first round, I can see you maybe making a play for him because there are some things that I do like. I think if you were to trade up for 33, I could see it happening. If you have him at 33, he's not going to be there at 33, but if you took him at 33.
Who's taking him if he's not? Like, I think he might make it to 33.
I think Arizona's going to potentially trade on up. I really do. I think that there could be a play of where, and this is weird to think of, but I could see a scenario where Los Angeles, the Rams, trade on down from 13 and then take him later on in the first round as a backup replacement long-term for Matthew Stafford. I could see something like that. So it's one of those things where, again, quarterback value, just having that fifth-year option is so important for teams. They will be able to take that role. You look back, like Darren Orlovsky, I think, has done a really crap job of painting a picture of who Ty Simpson is because of he's not wrong. He's just entirely wrong when it comes from the standpoint of what was the big moments. Like the first 8 games of the year, you could say that tape of Ty Simpson was on point alongside with Fernando Mendoza. Both were very accurate. Both were making complete decisive throws. Both were really on point when it came to their decision-making. They were a big-time reason why their offenses were so much more prolific. But by the time they got to the season's end, both offensive lines started to take a little bit of a step back. And Ty Simpson was making careless errors, especially when it came to footwork and mechanical issues, which could have dealt with partially dealing with the side issue. But there were some throws and some plays that you just really look at and go, that's not what I had seen back at the very beginning of the year. Like the reason why I viewed you as a potential Heisman finalist, as a quarterback that I could actually build my franchise around moving forward, potentially top 5 draft pick. The things that are there that are really good about his game will translate to the NFL. I just think that there is a ceiling on him. I just think that they are very much you're getting a middle tier quarterback that probably will never be better than the top 25 passer in the league. Which again, if you build a team around him, like the way that the Lions have tried to do with Jared Goff in the past of having an efficient offensive line, stable run game, and really good weapons, it can work to where you hide those flaws because of the mechanics are good. But if you don't have a team that is going to be able to build around him right now, I just don't want to take that risk. That's all it is for me.
I don't think it makes sense at 16. I would understand if they wanted to take him at 33 because it doesn't cost you from potentially swinging at another quarterback in the draft next year. I just have too many questions with the head coach and the coaching staff, if they're here or not. And like, again, if you take him at 16, how many games does he actually get in and play if you're going to start the year with Geno? And then eventually when Ty does come in and play, does he show you enough to be able to properly evaluate and determine, do we have a guy or do we need to still get our guy in 2027 with maybe a brand new coaching staff coming in that didn't pick Ty Simpson 16th overall?
That's the other part that you just mentioned. The other coaching staff that comes on in.
Right.
No, did you just waste pick number 33 for a team that's not going to utilize him?
But 33 I could deal with. 16 I can't waste. I got that pick because I traded the 2-time first-team All-Pro corner. I need to make sure I turn that into something that's going to help me for 5+ years. And
probably someone who can be an immediate plug-and-play starter. Like, That's the other thing that you have to look at. So that's where I'm at when it comes to Ty Simpson. Like, I could see a scenario where Ty Simpson ends up becoming this year's Tyler Shuck, where we overthink it, and then he ends up going to a good situation that allows him to start with really low expectations, and then he ends up over-exceeding. But that's not worthy of the 16th pick. That's not worthy of trading up for. Now, again, the reason why somebody would is because of you got to go get yourself a quarterback with the 5th-year option. Like, that's what you got to do. But I do not think that the Jets should be that team. Not even remotely close.
If you're watching live, hit the like button. If you're watching live, subscribe to the channel. We're less than 100 subscribers away from 45,000. We have Asmaniac Madness coming up. And let me share a giveaway announcement. End of this show. That's right. Anyone who enters, your chance to win a throwback Jets jersey. Joe Namath, Joe Klecko, Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett, Darrell Revis, the late great Nick Mangold, and Keyshawn Johnson. Get the membership or send in a $10 super chat or higher to qualify. It's a Monday after we had the Asmaniac raffle this past Saturday. So listen closely, everybody. Here are the new set of raffle prizes for this Saturday's Asmaniac raffle. Raffle 68 since we started this series in December of 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of raffle 68 and the Jets winning the Super Bowl in the 1968 season, our top prize this week is a signed Broadway Joe Namath helmet. Gift the membership or send in a super chat to qualify. A signed Darrell Revis helmet is prize 2. A signed, how about a current Jet, Braylon Allen jersey is prize number 3. And a fourth prize this week, a signed Anthony Becht jersey. Becht, of course, part of that historic 2000 Jet draft class and is the radio announcer with Bob Wischusen on the Jet broadcast. So 4 raffle prizes this week. That's right. Led by, of course, Broadway Joe Namath, a signed helmet in honor of raffle 68. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Let's set the stage for Asmaniac Madness. But first, a couple super chats I want to hit. The big fella writes in, I'm convinced Chris Carlin is Beast Breaker without the mohawk. Now you can't unsee it too. So I filled in for Bart today. And big fella, you just ruined Chris Carlin for me, you bastard. How dare you? Now I got to think I'm doing a show with Beast Breaker. Oh my goodness.
Is he gonna break his back on the way up there?
Unbelievable. I did appreciate Beast Breaker coming after your guy Gary the other day. There was some alleged voter fraud in Asmaniac Madness. Yeah, it's been a huge controversy. We didn't really have rules, but let me just kind of recap what's going on here. So here's the alleged voter fraud, and Beast was very offended that it happened. But let me play you both clips so you understand.
That you won, Gary. I created like 3 accounts today. I already had 4, so I was like 7.
Yo,
and it almost wasn't enough. So I'm glad.
Every vote, man. Every vote. I needed every vote. I appreciate y'all. Really.
Gary won 51-49 over caller Amanda. It was a close back and forth, and a lot of people upset that those votes might have swung it for Gary, but there's no rules, right? And people could have made multiple accounts and voted for Amanda. We don't know, but a lot of people fired up, so that's been the talk. And Beast called in on Saturday trying to defend Amanda and go after Gary, and this is what happened.
Gary is a cheater, and he's a disgrace to this country. I think somebody should throw him in Iran and let him be the yeah, that's right.
So should Gary be thrown into
No,
Iran?
he should not be thrown. Gary is elite. Gary is my favorite person that ever comes on this show. How dare you ever say anything negative about Gary?
Ladies and gentlemen, J-Boy in the raffle for 1. Let's go, J-Boy. You're the first to enter today.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, look, crazy things happening. Some other super chats here, and then I'm going to open up voting for the Gorman and Dream showdown. Sean Bennett says it's all a smokescreen. Arvell Reese will be the Jets pick. I do think when push comes to shove, he is the pick at 2, as we talked about earlier. The great Kyle Clifton is in the raffle for 2. He says when the playoff drought ends, it will be because Jet fans crawled to freedom through 500 yards of shit-smelling foulness. I can't even imagine, or maybe I just don't want to. The Shawshank Jets, baby. Just like the Sabres, our time is coming, Jet fans. Our time is coming.
I mean, I don't know when it's coming, but it is coming eventually for you guys.
Sean Bennett writes in, percentage-wise, the QB position has been our worst draft decision, so Muji play it safe and go all in on other positions. I think most fans prefer the Jets to bypass drafting a quarterback at 16. Maybe you do it in the second round, but I think there's plenty who say just wait till next year. And I'm okay with either. If he's there at 33, I like Ty enough to take a chance. If he's not, all right, I'm fine with it. We'll get our guy in 27.
Look, if you want to go for a deep shot ploy, go for somebody in round 4. I mean, like, I'm sure there'll be somebody that falls into your lap that you can take a flyer on that you don't have to hitch your wagon to. And if you feel like that he ends up exceeding expectations, by all means do so. But, like, I'm not picking Ty at number 16. I'm not trading up for Ty Simpson. I'm not even going to take him at 20. I'm not even going to take him at 33. I'd take him at 44. Like, I'd consider it at 44. But I can't, especially for a team that right now still has so many other faults and so many other issues that they have to address right now. For a quarterback like Ty Simpson to immediately feel like that he could flourish when given the time, it's not just about learning the offense. It's about understanding that he had a good offensive line to begin the year. He had 2 standout weapons. Like we forget all the time that a guy like Jeremy Bernard was at one point the best wide receiver in Alabama's room. He had a good tight end play, and he also was able to have at least a sufficient run game early in the season to where it felt like the pressure was off of him. Then when you got to the end of the year, and yes, he was playing with an injury. Like I will give him credit where credit's due. He is a tough player. He is a physical guy that's not afraid to take off and run. And he stayed in the pocket and he delivered all the way up until he couldn't play anymore in the Rose Bowl. Like, he did a lot. But there are some things about his game I just look at and say, those were mental mistakes. They weren't physical mistakes. And I don't know how quickly you're going to be able to learn off of them to now feel like that he is going to transcend and put you in a better position. Like, I remember last season going out on multiple tangents and saying I was not a fan whatsoever of taking Cam Ward number 1 overall. I wasn't. I would take Cam Ward over Ty Simpson. And that says a lot about where I am when it comes to these quarterbacks.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's set the stage now for Asmaniac Madness. We're about to get our final region in the round of 32 underway. Look at the overall bracket. We went from left to right. Congratulations to Black Gypsy, who defeated Barbarossa during our show on Saturday. The Sweet 16 is set in the inside-outside region. That will get underway later this week. We also, of course, have the Sweet 16 set in the Dangerous Alliance region. The Sweet 16 now officially set in the Extraordinary region. It will be Bonesy and Black Gypsy. Of course, Gary 3D Boxing and One Punch Staple. Everyone has been waiting for a very long time. Looking forward to that. And then let's get it underway now. The grown-ass man round of 32, and then the field will be officially cut to just 16 Asmaniacs remaining. Today, it's Charles Gorman versus Andrew C., The Dream. And rather than play any sort of campaign video from both of these outstanding callers, why don't I present to you the meeting of the minds that happened during my Saturday show when The Dream and Gorman met face-to-face. Voting will open right after this. Dream, I got some great news for you. I know you were very upset that Gator's photo, it featured you having 2 normal functioning, sunglass sides, right? Gator heard what you said. He made the adjustment on the screen. Your thoughts?
That's it? That's the... All right, whatever. The Gorman, dude. I have been a fan of yours from afar for a long time. So many things I want to say to you. I mean, dude, I'm a little nervous right now. You're number 1 seed. Root for the Colts.
I'm not really a Colts fan. A bad time of mental health for me.
So, okay, you being a Colts fan means you have mental health problems? Wait a second. What if a Colts fan said that if he stopped taking medicine, he became a Jets fan? The job search. I'll go put an application. Wendy's, this and that, whatever. Say you got a Wendy's job.
$46.
Gorman, where were we?
On Stelton Road, there are 3 hotels. Go to any 3 of those hotels and apply, and you'll get a job. You're welcome.
Interesting.
Hey, we gonna get funky like a monkey.
Dude, we're doing some serious work over here.
That might have been one of the most entertaining segments in the history of the show. The Dream versus Gorman. Black Gypsy, job well done. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, Saturday's show was one for the ages. I have like 7 clips from it that I'll play at various points over the next few days. But if you missed Saturday's show, go back and watch it. It had everything from Black Gypsy and Gary screaming at each other over voter fraud, everything with Gorman and The Dream, Beast in The Dream, just, man, unbelievable drama. But anyway.
He's wanting to send freaking Gary to Iran.
That also happened. But voting must get underway, and voting in the polls starts right now.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? Asmaniac Madness. You get to pick the ones that make the show rock.
It's Gorman versus The Dream. Vote, vote, vote. One final message from Charles Gorman before we get to your calls.
Hey everyone. I'm sorry. This is a promotional video for my upcoming matchup against The Dream in Asmaniac Madness. And I would like for you guys to vote for me because, one, I believe in achievement. People think I don't want to work, which is not true. I just had a bit of a nap not too long ago, too, so that didn't help. Believed in achievement, too.
Go look for a job. Do something.
I never consider myself a perfect person. I know I got some flaws to myself, but I do strive. I'm being a good person. I'm being a better person. I know a lot of you guys were shocked when I somewhat announced my allegiance to the Colts last season. This team is a disgrace. An error on my part. You know, if you need help in a battle to the gates of hell and back, I'll be there for you. Hold on, I'm going to pause right now. Hold on. And I truly never forget what good things people have done for me. I'm sorry, I just had to hold on. Oh, my bad, everybody. As maniacs is that, my fellow Asmaniacs is that. I really care for you guys. I truly do. I know a lot of you guys were upset with my quote-unquote abandonment of the Jets last season, but I never really abandoned the Jets. I know what I said, but I never really abandoned means you left and never came back. Oh, that was a bad fart. With that being said, I will never abandon you in your time with me, regardless what team I love. Because, you know, my parents taught me to always give back to my community. Parents always taught me to be respectful towards others. Fuck you, Dave Berger.
Look at you. Look at me. At least I don't have brain damage. You sure about that? This is what your parents produced.
And I think for the most part, I genuinely have tried my best to be a good, honest person as well as a respectful person as well. Right. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace out.
Ladies and gentlemen, your votes determine who advances. It's a tough one, man. Gorman's Gorman, but Andrew see the dream. If he called in more, he'd not be your typical 9 seed.
No, okay, but here's the thing. See, Andrew see the dream is a fan of Gorman. Shouldn't you be an opponent of Gorman at this point? Like, shouldn't you not be rooting goodwill to come his way?
He's got much respect for what Gorman's built on this channel.
I think that's very fair. Gorman has built a lot. Has he built himself up with a job offer yet? That's a big question.
Not yet. Still working on that one, but
I can't believe that he bailed on Jets fandom when Sauce Gardner was traded on over to the Colts.
The best thing that happened was that he became a Colts fan, and then the Colts just went wow the second he declared for them.
So who is he going to be a fan of next season so that way we could go ahead and root for their demise?
Well, considering the fact the Jets also have the Colts pick again next year and the better of either the Cowboys or Green Bay, he can root for any of those teams. We'll take it.
You know what? I want him to become a Packers fan. If he becomes a Packers fan, I will make sure that I get the voter fraud going his way so that way he wins this round today. So he becomes a Packers fan and the Packers end up sucking because I had this long-term bet to say that Jordan Love is one of the more overrated quarterbacks in the NFL.
I hope you're right.
I was saying he'd make me seem smart. Maybe then they cut ties with Jordan Love and then you land Jordan Love for free and problem solved. And Jordan Love ends up doing great things for you.
Jordan Love's the Jet quarterback in 2038. Don't jump the gun.
Okay, fair enough. I have to wait another decade. My apologies.
It's every 15 years we get the Packers quarterback at the end of their Hall of Fame arc. That's how this works.
So where would he go after? Because if he went to the Steelers, if Rodgers went to the Steelers, would he go then to the Rams? Would that be like a fair trade-off?
I don't know. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about
because he's got to go to a team that's in a cold weather city, I guess.
Ralphie, Super Chad, he cuts the line. Ralphie also a Bama guy too, Cole, so you're like him. Is Jeremy Bernard an option for us at 33 or 44? If we don't go wide receiver in the first round, can he eventually be a wide receiver too?
Wide receiver 2, probably more so, and as a wide receiver 3 is what you'd want. 44 is not entirely off the table. I feel like that's one of those moves to where let somebody else trade on up and then maybe go after him and say like the 50s. Like that probably is right. He'll go on day 2. He'll be a middle round 2, early round 3, depending on the run of wide receivers. Top 10 guy in this year's draft class. Really like him on the outside. Really think he is a good, sufficient playmaker that wins with the catch radius. I thought he was the most underappreciated wide receiver in college football going into 2025. He was Alabama's most consistent weapon. So he would be a very nice find. I do think that the Jets need to go wide receiver at 16, though.
Super Chats cut the line. Doc Jet fan checks in. It's just hard to believe that AG would take a stash for the future QB when he can get a starter at 33 and 44 for this coach/GM. The future is now. I tend to agree with you, Doc, but obviously if they love Ty, that's the difference maker, right? Like I don't think you take a guy at 16 if you just like him. I don't think you even take him at 33 if you just like. I think you got to love him if you're going to invest 16 or 33 even. Like, you got to really feel like, hey, this guy could eventually be our guy if you're going to take him as high as 16. And maybe not as much 33, obviously, but that's still a premium pick. You can get a lot if you traded out of 33.
If you were to trade back from 33, you could at least, I would say, get a third-round pick.
And they don't have a third-round pick this year.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it'd be how far back do you want to move? But you could get something massive in return. Because, like, that's the first pick of round 2. So you control the board for the rest of the way.
Jay Cuddy says, Jake wants the tank for Arch, considering those March for Arch shirts. And if not Arch, probably Dante Moore went back to school to avoid the Jets. So I don't know about you, but I don't want that as my quarterback. One, I don't think Dante Moore went back to school just because of the Jets. By the way, if he goes back to school, plays well, and comes out, the Jets could take him next year. So we don't know. And also, like, okay, so he avoids the Jets. He wants to go to Cleveland. He wants to go to Arizona. Where are these great teams that are picking at the top of the draft? Like the Raiders, are they the amount of coaches they've had the last 5 years? Like, please, these teams are bad for a reason. So I don't buy that. And no, I want Arch Manning because I think he's going to be great, but I'm not trying to march for Arch now. I want to see if the Jets can be a little better than what we think. If they're terrible, then yeah, I don't want to see this team win 6 or 7 games. I'd rather them just be god awful, win 3 games again, and get the top pick. But your comment, Jay, you write this every day, and I'm finally going to acknowledge it. So here you go. I think it's silly. And that has nothing to do with my thought process on not wanting Ty Simpson. I don't believe in this coaching staff. That's why I don't want them to take Ty Simpson at 16. Because I also don't believe enough in Ty. He's made 15 career starts. He would be a historic outlier if he's ever really good. So I don't want to take that risk at 15 or 16.
I'm just saying as well, I think that Dante Moore, if he would have been your quarterback this year, would have been as terrible as Zach Wilson was in 2021. Like, I'm not a believer in him. I'm sorry. Like, and listen, he could end up proving me wrong. I'm ready to see him prove me wrong. I enjoy being proven wrong all the time. But I don't think I'm wrong when it comes to Dante Moore. He was not NFL ready. Taking him at pick number 2 would have been an asininely disastrous mistake by the organization. And then whoever was coming on in next would repeat the process of once again being stuck in a crappy situation with a quarterback who isn't ready to go ahead and be a starter week 1.
Cole Thompson is my guest. Comments, questions, your super chats. They cut the line. Raffle at the end of the show for a Jets jersey of your choosing, plus a new set of raffle prizes, with our grand prize being a signed Joe Namath helmet, signed Darrelle Revis helmet, signed Braylon Allen jersey, and a signed Anthony Beck jersey. Let's get to your calls. Right now in Asmaniac Madness, this guy is up 58-42. Charles Gorman currently leading the Dream Andrew C., but this one is a close one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Hey, Charles! You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. Hey, Charles! I'm not saying that Lowski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles!
Charles!
You prefer Gary over me, Cole? I appreciate that.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm your buddy now. That's even better.
Yeah, you are. I love you.
First and foremost, you know what abandoned means? You leave and you never come back. You know what that means?
Why'd you leave to begin with, though, is the question.
Why did I leave? Because I wasn't doing my best to take my medication. Plus, there was a monthly months that I wasn't taking my meds.
So just to be clear,
you left shit in my personal life, emotionally, mentally, emotionally. I wasn't doing a good job handling shit.
Why are you in such a negative mood today, Charles? Today's the day of celebration.
Dude.
Charles?
Did we lose him?
I think we did. He was so negative there, so angry.
So sad. He came in so hot.
He's very upset.
Is he upset that the Colts sucked, or is he upset that he has to actually battle this battle out?
No, he's been blaming the meds for why he left the Jet fan base briefly, but then he came back and he apologized, but a lot of people have not forgotten. I mean, Jet fans... We're loyal.
You've been fighting for decades about being a Jets fan. You can't just leave now.
I mean, he made that decision. It obviously has resonated with some. People are holding it against him. But right now, Gorman's still leading. 58-42 in Asmaniac Madness. I believe his connection is working again. Charles, are you there? Charles? Charles?
Oh, God.
Thank you for the time, Charles. Call back when your internet doesn't stink. Let's keep it rolling right now. Let's say hello to a man who Beastbreaker believes should be thrown into Iran?
Extraordinary. Extraordinary. That's extraordinary. That's extraordinary. That's extraordinary. That's extraordinary. It's quite extraordinary. Quite extraordinary. You know, women shouldn't vote. Just do laundry and vacuum. Extraordinary.
Yay! How's my favorite Asmaniac doing?
It's my favorite. I haven't talked to you. I saw you on that SEC show that was on Netflix in the offseason. What was it called?
SEC, Saturday in the South.
Yeah, Saturday down south. Yeah, I jumped. I was watching with my wife. I jumped up like, that's Cole Thompson. But I was like, who the hell's Cole Thompson? Like,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He's just a dude I see on the internet all the time. I talk to him.
I listened to you a lot on the SEC Unfiltered. You did good. Good work.
I appreciate you. How you been?
Good. And speaking of good work, great job out of you today, Jacob, on the radio.
I liked your call. I didn't get a chance to really respond. You kind of got into it with Carlin right away, but I did enjoy you calling in. I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, your partner, your partner in crime over there. Mixed reviews for him. We'll leave it at that. I'll just say this, and I'll leave it alone. If you have a point guard who leads your team in scoring and assists, and is an MVP candidate, and is all NBA second team, and is an all-star, and your team makes the finals, you would say that's the best player on your team. Is that fair?
Are you describing Brunson, or this is back to your Tony Parker conversation?
Yeah, that's Tony Parker. That's
okay.
Tony Parker. It sounds like
you're a Spurs fan.
Though.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but
I'm not a Spurs fan. I think Parker's criminally underrated.
No, he's a great player. So Gary called in, and your point was Tony Parker undersized, but he was the best player on a championship team. So why can't Brunson be as well? That was the premise of your call.
Well, Brunson is the best player on the Knicks, in my opinion.
Correct.
Can the Knicks be a championship team? Is the question. That's
okay.
Yeah, I mean, look,
and they make the finals.
But the Spurs team that he was the MVP of, I mean, that team still had prime Duncan, did they not? 06, 07?
Duncan was like 37 years old. I mean, he was still very good.
He was still a top 20 player in the league.
No, I'm talking about the 12 and 13, the teams that played Miami.
Yeah, but didn't Kawhi Leonard? Yeah, but Gary, wasn't Kawhi the Finals MVP? He was.
Kawhi was MVP the year that they won. Kawhi was MVP. Kawhi was great, but Kawhi played 25 minutes a game and averaged 11, 12 points a game. He was
the Finals MVP in that championship.
Yeah, then Parker was MVP in 07 when they beat Cleveland, right?
Right, but I'm saying Duncan was still Duncan at that point.
Yeah, which game we talking about?
For sure. For sure Duncan was the best player in 07. In 12 and 13, you could say in 13 specifically, or 14, you could say Kawhi's role was more important, and I would probably agree with you. But Tony Parker was the best player on the team. He was an MVP candidate. He was all NBA second team. He led the team in scoring and assists. He averaged 20 and 8. Like, he was the best player on the team.
This was 2012, right?
Well, 2012-13 was the year they lost. That was the year Ray Allen hit the three in the corner.
Okay.
The next year was 13-14, but both years, Parker led the Spurs in points and assists, was all NBA second team both years, was an all-star both years, and was an MVP candidate both years. He was the best player on the team.
I'll leave it with this because I want to move on. I don't think it was a terrible take. I did enjoy Carlin jumping you and arguing with you because then I didn't have to do it. It was great. It was like a nice reprieve.
One other thing in that call, excellent take on Cane's. That's an excellent take. That is the best fast food chicken place for sure. It might be overall the best pound for pound.
I forgot that you have that now in New York.
Damn right.
And but poor take on the coleslaw. So that's a give and a take there. Great.
No, you
great
substitute the coleslaw for extra Texas toast or fries.
No. That's still wrong. You substitute this coleslaw for extra cane sauce.
Or you just get the coleslaw. You can
just get cane sauce.
Who wants coleslaw?
You like coleslaw?
What Southerner are you? You don't like coleslaw?
No, coleslaw is disgusting.
And you're a Southerner.
I'm a Southerner. I also have family.
Do you also put blue cheese on your wings?
No, I think blue cheese is disgusting.
All right, well, you're 1 for 2. I'll take that.
You hold on a second, Cole. Why wouldn't you substitute the coleslaw for more fries or more Texas toast? You could just get extra cane sauce.
I don't like the Texas toast automatically. It's already just mid, in my opinion. And then the fries are good, but the fries, if you have it, I can get double fries.
Yeah, but it costs no extra to get more fries if you just get rid of the coleslaw. That's the trick.
You want the coleslaw and the fries. Like, I don't understand why you guys.
What you just do is to replace the bread with extra fries. And
you're both nuts. The best order from Cane's is extra fries or extra Texas toast. You just don't get coleslaw. you get extra sauce.
No, you don't get coleslaw. You never get coleslaw.
That is wild. Coleslaw goes with everything. Like, it doesn't matter what meat you get, coleslaw goes with it. Like, coleslaw goes with everything. You guys are wild on that. Can we talk about Ty Simpson real quick?
Yes.
Sure. I thought, and on Ty Simpson real quick, I've gone back and forth with this. Originally, I thought they were definitely taking him, and then they got Geno, said they're not taking him. But now I've really thought, I was actually up last night losing sleep over this.
I'm glad that's what you were losing sleep over, though.
I don't think after a 3-14 season, with your season on the line, you say, I'm going all in with Geno Smith at quarterback. There has to be a plan B. And the more and more I see no plan B, the more and more I think that plan B is Ty Simpson. Like, they're going to start with Geno Smith. When that doesn't go great, they're going to play Ty Simpson. I think it's Simpson at 16 again. I'm not saying I want that or that I would do it. I just, like, you can't say my quarterback room is Geno Smith and is Cook still there? Like Geno Smith is my quarterback room. You can't do that. So that means that they're cooking something else. And Muji ain't afraid. So I'm thinking it's Simpson at 16. I really think it is.
I don't know about that. I think it's the coach is trying to save his job. So what player at 16 helps him save his job? Ty, who's not going to play a lot of the year, or drafting Mekhi Lemon if he's there, or drafting a different receiver?
No, I agree. But let me ask you, if they think Ty Simpson is good and he plays okay, he plays all right, he has some good, like Jackson Dart, he plays like that, they may give Glenn another year to try to really develop this quarterback.
But Dart playing great wasn't even enough to save Dable, so I'm not so sure about that.
Well, the Jets are a dumb organization, though, right? We can't. I'm not saying the Giants are geniuses, but like the Jets are a historically dumb organization that does dumb things.
I just don't think they love Ty enough where they would take him at 16. I think if he's there at 33, it's a real conversation for them. I did just see this, though, from Connor Rogers. He apparently just said on his podcast that he does with Trevor Sikkema, NFL Stock Exchange, that a lot of the talk around the Jets locally is already on the 2027 draft. Genuinely, again, they set themselves up with the 3 first-round picks. If they don't love any of these quarterbacks, they're not going to take one early. If you like someone, that's different than loving them. If you're talking about the 16th pick, Gary, unless they love Ty Simpson, I don't think he's their pick at 16.
Okay, here, I'll go a step further. Gary, I'll go a step further real fast for you. Would you take Arch Manning knowing what you know right now, or Fernando Mendoza or Ty Simpson?
Arch Manning, 9 out of 9.
And then that's
Arch
the end of
Manning,
the
9 out of
argument.
9.
Don't reach on a quarterback if you potentially could get him, and you have the draft capital to move on up next season to get him.
Let me respond to that. If the Jets are in position to draft Arch Manning next year, Aaron Glenn ain't your head coach no more. If they're picking
That's
1 or
fine.
2,
that's totally fine.
But Aaron Glenn doesn't like that idea. He doesn't like that. He wants to try to save his job. He wants to kick the can down the road, and he may view Ty Simpson as an opportunity to at least kick the can down the road, keep my job.
Do you think Ty Simpson is worthy of a first-round pick, Gary?
I do not. No, I would not take him in the first round. But Dante Moore, I disagree with you on. I think Dante.
Here we go. This is so much fun. All right, let's go.
I don't really know what he doesn't do well. He stays in the pocket well. He throws from multiple angles. He can move a little bit. Right? He rolls out of the pocket. He throws on the move, especially to the right, pretty well. He's pretty. Yeah, he does have some. He's aggressive. He pushes the ball a little bit too much sometimes. But everyone, he's
I want you to go back and I want you to go back and watch the 2 Oregon games. The 2 Indiana games. In the first Indiana game, countlessly in the second half, when they started being able to run blitzes and stunts inside, he immediately collapsed under the pressure. Then I want you to go back and watch the second Oregon game where he had all the time to be able to watch the film, and he also was able to have 2 games to build up his repertoire against JMU and Texas Tech. He still looked awful in that game. And you're going to send him to the NFL? I think that he may end up being a decent quarterback. He's not worth the number 2 overall pick in this year's draft, and he definitely is not worth a first-round pick, in my opinion, in this year's draft. He would have come on out.
Who has a higher ceiling, Dante Moore or Mendoza?
Man, you put me on the spot right now.
Okay, well, it's at least debatable. But go ahead, man. You're at least debating it.
Yeah. I still think probably. I really don't like. I don't like Moore that much, so I'd say go with Mendoza.
It's not that I love Moore. It's just I think he's okay. I don't really see anything he doesn't he's bad at. I think he's adequate across the board. I don't see where he sucks. I don't see it. And I was about to sign off on him as the number 2 pick, and then he said he was going back to college. So I was like, well, I guess we don't have to make that decision.
Well, thank God you didn't sign off on it. That would have made it would have been a terrible take by Gary.
You told me AR-15 was good.
You know what I did? I also you know what I also did? I also told you that Zach Wilson was the worst pick that you could have made.
Oh, I was on board with that.
You both hated that pick, yeah.
I'd say I hated that pick. I despised that pick the second it was made. I also said Armand Membu over Tyler Warren. I think you're pretty happy about that right now out in Jets country.
I'm happy with that. And last
like
question:
Membu.
how many Longhorns get drafted this year? 6?
I'm trying to think.
Hill Jr.
Hill for sure.
Muhammad, Engines, Trey Moore, DJ Campbell. No, I didn't say Gilbo or Niblett. I don't think those guys get drafted. Especially Niblett.
I think 6 or 7. I'm trying to think.
Who's this?
Did you say Mookie?
No, I said I'll go over again. Anthony Hill Jr., Michael Taft, Malik Muhammad, Jack Engines, Trey Moore, DJ Campbell.
Throw Mookie in the draft.
Okay.
Mookie will get
7.
drafted. Yeah,
All
7. Mookie's gonna get drafted.
Final question, Gary. Who did you vote for in this battle? Because you and Charles Gorman have had your feuds publicly over the years. Did you vote Gorman, though, over the Dream?
I haven't voted yet. I wanted Gorman to come on and try to explain the Colts thing. I don't like him saying I have a doctor's note. That's why I became a Colts fan. You know, I'm not a Yeah. If you can get him back, I haven't voted yet. If he can explain that, I'll vote for him. If he can't explain that at all, if he sticks with, I have a doctor's note. That's why I was a Colts fan. And by the way,
I think he said he didn't take his meds. That's what he said.
Yeah,
he
that's
said
what
he was
I
off
meant
his
by
meds.
doctor's note. Yeah,
that was the doctor's note.
Yeah. If he can't explain that, I'll vote for him. If not, I gotta vote for my boy Andrew C. And abandon means to give up control of, which he did. So you used abandon right. Charles is taking liberties with that definition. Just to let you know.
Gary, thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Hi, Gary.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Super Chats cut the line, but let me shout out Ozzy Fullers, who's in our jersey raffle for one. Let's get some memberships flowing, baby. Hit it. Jay Cuddy says, Jake, I apologize if my comments came off negative. I'm just tired of losing and want to have a coaching staff / front office last more than 2 years and build this with positivity instead of negativity. Jay, all good, but we got to call a spade, right? Like, you can't blame Jet fans for being pessimistic about the upcoming season and not having faith in the coach when it looked as bad as it did for his first year. That said, I've been very optimistic about the general manager. So when I think the Jets deserve credit or there's guys I like or moves I think are good, I'll be the first to tell you that, right? Glenn hired Carl Dunbar to be the D-line coach. That was a great hire. That's not enough for me to be all in on, Aaron Glenn after year one, but we all want this team to be good. If you're a real Jet fan, like, no one wants to talk about the 2027 draft in April of 2026. That's just part of the equation with where the Jets are at.
That's where you are every single year, it feels like. Let's get ready for next season's draft.
Big fellow with the super chases. Cole, rate this draft. Styles. How do I say it's Vega Iona? Vega Iona, Young, and Brazel with our first 4 picks. Dante Moore would fold like a lawn chair in New York City. Get Coogan in the 4th or 5th. Your thoughts?
I do love the combination of Iona and I think it's Zion Young is who he's talking about there. I think that's who it would be. Brazel's a little too high for me. I know, big fellow Tennessee fan, so naturally you love, you want to get another volunteer up in New York. I get that. I think he's very limited as a route runner, but I do like the fact that he can be a vertical threat. I just don't like Styles at 2. Like, that's just it. I think that Styles would be a really intriguing fit for an Aaron Glenn defense. I think that he has proven with all the measurables and the metrics that he is worthy of being a top 10 pick. But honestly, on my big board, I still think that Caleb Downs is higher ranked. And I would just take Caleb Downs at that point. I think Caleb Downs is a much more proven NFL-ready player who I think is going to have a higher ceiling. So that to me is just like, it's hard. I also don't think Iona is going to be there at 16, if that's going to be fair. I think he's going to be off the board by pick 14.
Either the Ravens take him?
Yeah. I mean, like, if you would ask me right now, that's who I'd say take him. Somebody's also, like, I've heard somebody say that just because of the fact that he can be an immediate starter, you could go ahead and throw him on in with the Dolphins at number 11, and he would work.
Is 11 too high to take a guard?
I mean, was Quentin Nelson too high when he went 6th overall?
Is this guy Quentin Nelson?
I think he's the far and away best guard in the draft. Like, there is a clear drop off from him and the next guy, but I don't know if he's Quentin Nelson. I think he can be a Pro Bowler.
Super chat from Sean Bennett, who says, Jake, we still good. Sean, we've always been good, man. Call in. We'd love to hear from you. One of the all-time greats.
I'll say, I
Sean
want to hear
Bennett.
from Sean. I haven't heard from Sean in a minute.
Now, we tried to get Gorman on before, but his connection dropped off. A lot of people still hesitant to maybe vote for Gorman. He's leading, though, 61-39, so he is doing very well. Let's go back to the Gusbuster Umbrella hotline, and hopefully with better connection, we could hear from a man who so many people love, respect, and maybe some even fear.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Why am I not surprised that Gary doesn't truly like me? Because I'm a weak man.
I don't think he said that.
Awful people.
Nobody said that.
When did he say that?
Well, he says I have a doctor's note. He doesn't understand my situation, but what else is new?
Well, he also said he hasn't voted, cast his vote yet because he wanted to hear the Colts.
You know what?
thing.
If he doesn't want to vote for me, let him vote for Andrew C. I really don't give a rat's ass. Honestly,
Gary might vote for you now, though, because he probably respects your fighting spirit.
I will always have a fighting spirit, and I will never die.
All right, so why did you go join the Colts bandwagon? I want to hear this.
I didn't join them completely, but of course, you take it out of context. Of course, everyone, he says he's rooting for the Colts. Let's shit on Charles. Let's destroy his life. Let's destroy his legacy. And you think it's freaking hilarious, don't you, Cole?
Yeah, a little bit, just like a smidge.
I mean, Charles, you got to admit it is kind of wild for you to at any point leave
Like
the
you guys
Jets.
have the audacity to call me a Patriots fan because I said I like Bud Spelker.
I never called you a Patriots fan.
I never said you specifically. I said you as in you people, as in you, as in the Asmaniacs, had the audacity to put up memes of me being a Patriots fan because I said I liked Bud Spelker. That to me was pathetic and sorry as hell.
Have you thought
Do you
about
like
the fact
anybody
that-
on the Packers?
Why? Are you going to call me a Packers fan now, Cole
No,
Thompson?
I'm just asking out of
Do
curiosity.
I like anyone on the Packers? Let's see. I like Parsons. I like Reed.
Okay.
I like Love. I think he's got a lot of potential. I know you think he's overrated, but I think he needs to be
I do
more
think he is
consistent.
overrated. I do. I very much do. I'm not afraid to say that.
Charles, the reason why
think
there's memes that are made of you is because you react so crazy to all this. You
But
can't
th-
take the
but think about
joke.
this.
Because I can take a joke when I choose to.
Well,
Okay,
choose to
hold on.
more often.
Hold up. I'm asking out of curiosity. Wouldn't you want to see the Patriots, the Packers suck this year so that way it helps out the Jets?
The only team I want to see suck this year is New England. Everyone else is fine.
No, I want
I
the
don't like
Cowboys
Boston.
to suck.
I want the Cowboys to suck. I want
I
the
want the
Packers
Colts
to
to
suck.
suck. I want the Jets to get the first and second overall pick in the draft, and neither of those picks are theirs. That's all. That's what I want, Charles.
Yeah.
Like you said yourself, you want to have sex with Margot Robbie, but the chances of that are not going to happen.
They're not zero. They're not zero, Charles.
Hold on a second. You don't know what I just did this weekend. How dare you?
Now you don't know how I feel when I get my balls busted.
How dare you assume I didn't make sweet love to Margot Robbie over the weekend?
How do you know that she's not a swinger?
I never said she wasn't, nor did I say
What
she
makes
was.
you think that Jake could not have a shot with Margot Robbie?
I never said she didn't. I never said he didn't.
You just said that he never could.
You said to me a while back that you wanted to make sweet, passionate nectar to Margot Robbie. And you said the chances of that are not very high.
Now, Charles, let's get to a couple of these comments here because we need to give you a chance.
Oh,
to
let me
respond.
guess. I suck. I'm a Colts fan.
Leon says Gorman abandoned the Colts once they started losing. NY Jets, Florida. That's our guy Ted says you can't laugh at yourself.
I can laugh at myself when I choose to.
Snowball
And did I
says
really
you need a
abandon the
nap.
Colts? I didn't abandon any. I
You
need a nap. What am I, a baby now?
Do you have a?
You guys
Do you
are
need a nap?
unbelievable. I slept
I
well
don't think
this
you
week.
need a nap. I think
I
you're
don't
great.
think so either.
Yeah, but I give you compliments all the time, and then because I don't say you're my favorite, you immediately get mad at me.
And I don't care who's your favorite, honestly, but Gary.
Yes,
Gary's in my eyes a unique individual. But then again, we're all unique.
Gorman, you have to realize I have been doing this with Jake for years. Gary was one of the very first callers that actually bombarded and sparred with me. I mean, he was great. Like, I love Gary for that reason. Gary has a special place in my heart. You and I spar, but it's a very fun spar.
Good point.
Exactly. It's a different type of love.
Also, you and Gary Charles aren't facing each other head to head, and it doesn't matter. You just need to advance to the next round. You're the first Asmaniac in the region in play in the round of 32. This is the final region before we get to the Sweet 16. You're trying to get. You need to be focused on beating the Dream and then the winner of Big Cho and V-Man tomorrow morning.
I haven't heard from V-Man in like forever.
I haven't heard from V-Man in for like forever.
He's been sleeping like you.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I don't sleep as much as he does, and
Well, he takes naps and you don't, and maybe you need one.
Peter Castro says Charles is a pillar to the community.
Well, that compliment I can take. Thank you.
So why should people vote for you, though, Charles? Colts fans team aside.
I haven't made my vote yet.
I'm not truly a Colts fan, okay? I was a moment of weakness, a shitty moment of weakness for me. It's not a proper excuse, but I take advantage. But excuse me, I take responsibility for it.
Now, speaking of taking responsibility, I need your comment on what went down between you and Dave Briga. Hold on 1 second. Charles Gorman is shirtless on hold, and I'm not missing an opportunity to see a man's man body.
Get a shirt on. Go look for a job. Do something.
That
was a horrible vision, Jake. Enough is enough.
I was actually going to get ready to take a shower, but I did not expect you to put me on with my shirt off.
What are you doing up this late in the day taking a shower?
Well, you look handsome, Charles. You have a great shower, all right?
Get dressed, get a shower, and go out and hit the pavement.
That's why he's a one seed, folks. Did you shave?
Yes, I'll be fine. I've been through worse.
I don't think you want to just walk around with blood on your face.
I'm a little bit overweight. Dave Briga hates my guts.
Dave writes in, I don't hate you, Charles. That's not accurate. I care for your long-term success. You need to get ambitious.
You're the same guy that called me a bum on the Nick Shine show.
You did say F you to him, did you not?
Yes. Fuck you, Dave Briga, because I was mad at him.
Whoa!
Dave Briga, first off, I understand he wants to be a fatherly figure to me, but I think he goes a little about it the wrong way.
How
which
so?
why I get it. First off, I think he wants me to move to Pennsylvania. That's not going to happen. I got this apartment, and it wasn't easy getting this apartment. I had to get a lot of favors. No sexual favors. Favors with my community and the government of New Jersey, especially DVRS.
Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Second of all, I wouldn't mind working at any of my local IHOP, but to go all the way to Pennsylvania, pass on that. Second of all, I'm trying to live my life to the best of my ability. I don't like when people tell me how to live my life. Granted, what I do with my life may not always be the best decisions, but what I do with my life is my life. Third, I'm going to search for job hunting with Nick Shine. I'm mostly going to be hunting for jobs with Nick Shine this Saturday.
Wait, this Saturday?
Yes, this Saturday.
Okay. What are you looking at?
A hotel job with either Motel 6, Holiday Inn, and Holiday Express up at Piscataway.
Now, explain how you got this apartment, though, because you don't have a job. So who's paying for this apartment?
Well, I'm pay rent. I pay $529 of rent a month, excuse me.
How do you get the money?
So the sexual favors
SSDI.
are... Where are the sexual favors involved in this, then?
That's for me to know, you to find out, Jake.
Well, you're part of the community. We're all waiting.
I don't have sexual favors. I got
That's
it from
a lie, you know
DVRS.
it, girl.
What?
That's a lie, and you know it. You definitely have them.
Well, line what?
You definitely have your sexual favors. We know you do.
I'm a virgin. I don't have sexual favors.
Okay, continue with your story.
I got it from DVRS, DDD, and a whole bunch of shit.
Now, moving forward, sexual favors aside, because I don't think you're promising that to voters. I could be wrong.
Are you
What's the
promising
case
it
for
or
voting?
Everything I say is a lie to you, I guess. So I guess everything I say to you is a lie.
I'm asking for your pitch to the voters.
Yes.
Oh, this is for voters. No, I'm not doing this for voters. I'm doing this because it's the truth and honesty. If people don't want to vote for me, that's their... I said this when you put me in Asmaniac Madness. If people want me to win, it's their choice. If they want someone else to win, it's their choice. To me, it also goes to show whether or not this community loves me or not, truly loves me or not.
What if they like but don't love? Like the Jets might like Ty Simpson, but they might not love him.
Then that's them. That's their choice.
Well, do you like Ty Simpson? How about that?
I'm not a fan. I'm not really a fan of the quarterback class in this year's draft. The only one I like, mostly because of his personality and character, is Fernando Mendoza.
Okay. Now, what would you do if you were at pick number 16?
Personally, I would go offensive lineman with Vega Ione from Penn State.
Okay.
He's a beast.
He is a
But
beast.
since I've been chewed out by several Jets fans. So, excuse me, real Jets fans, excuse me.
Oh, not the fake fair weather ones. Got it.
No, because people think I'm a fake Jets fan, but what else?
Gotcha. Okay.
Hey, Nick Shine says he's canceling Saturday because you said there's no sexual favors.
Just create the OnlyFans account, bud. We're all waiting.
I'm not doing no OnlyFans.
Why?
Hey, would you sell feet pics, Charles?
Would you do a sexy lingerie calendar?
How about I show them my ass?
Calm your freaky down.
Whoa. Take it easy over there.
This is a children's show.
Big Fella says we need to be tolerant of Charles Gorman and his trans steaming.
The hell's trans steaming? I'm not being a transgender. What the hell is trans steaming? What's with these words?
I'm not familiar with the term, Charles. I can't help you here.
I'm not familiar with this term either.
Hey, let me bring on my translator. All right, he might have a better idea.
I just barely got up from my sleep and I'm seeing goofy shit like this. Okay, who put the drugs in the water and who's playing hanky panky or hokey pokey? You know, put your left hand in, put your left hand out, and then you put your left hand in, then you take it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you do yourself around. That's what it's all about.
I needed to laugh. Thank you, Beast.
Hey, Beast, did you vote for Charles?
You think I'm gonna vote for a snake in the grass? Come on, I'm going Andrew C. Yeah! Round him up, cowboy.
Wow, you voted for Andrew C. over Gorman?
Yeah, he doesn't like me.
He gave me a bowling ball. I gotta give the man credit. He's not Barney Rubble, but I'll play Fred Flintstone and go, "Hey, Barney, how you doing?" Hello, Fred.
He spelled it like Gorman. What happened?
He doesn't like me because of
All
my.
right, Barney.
Why?
Come on, I was about to do the Flintstones for you right there. Fred Flintstone at your service.
All right, Beast, give us the Flintstone, then I'll move on.
Hey, Barney. Hey, Fred. What are you doing today, Barney? I don't know, Fred. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? Let's go do something. All right, Barney. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's get to work. Quitting time. Like to say it all.
Want to watch the Flintstones now?
Where's the Yabba Dabba Doo?
I got gas right now.
What a call. Good luck to Gorman. Beast, thank you.
God, I love him so much.
Man, craziness, man. Just another day. Voting right now, 62-38. Charles Gorman is leading. Johnny Dank says, Charles, I voted for you. Snowball says, vote for Charles. Regardless of sexual favors, I still need a nap. Ralphie wrote in, Charles mushing the Colts was the best thing about the season. He has my votes for that. Honestly, the second Gorman became a Colts fan, that's when the Colts collapse began, and the Jets are picking at 16 instead of 32.
I'm telling you, he needs to be a Cowboys fan this year because the second that he is, they're going to be picking like at number 3. And then Jeremiah Smith will be right there for the taking.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. So earlier I filled in for Bart Scott on the radio today, which is why, since I was on the radio from 10 to 1, we did not have a morning stream. But ever since Big Fella pointed out that it looks like I did the show with Beastbreaker and not Carlin, it's really freaking me out. Look at this.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm looking at Beast. I know it's Beastbreaker, but I feel like I'm looking at Beast now. I can't unsee Carlin anymore.
What a show.
I have more sexier hair than that, and I'm definitely I am the next Richard Gere and the next Seagal, so stay out of my way, or you'll hear these words. Come get some. Come on. You want to cut my hair out? Come on. Cut my hair out. The cheater, and he's a disgrace to this country. I think somebody should throw him in Iran and let him be the yeah, that's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Beast. All right, more of your calls before we say goodbye to Cole. Make sure you get in the raffle. New set of prizes. Jets jersey. We only have 2 gifted memberships so far during the show. So if you've never won a jersey or a prize before, this could be your opportunity. Hit it.
This
Welcome back, Cole.
What's up, Clifton? How you been, bud?
I'm doing okay, man. Doing okay. Not the best Gary Cole today. He ceded some ground on the war on vegetables with his advocacy for coleslaw.
I don't understand him. Genuinely, who the hell likes coleslaw?
I love coleslaw, but he's staunchly anti-veggie. So it's mixed messages at best.
I'm sorry, but also I'm calling out my Southern heritage. It's I know people in the South that absolutely can't stomach coleslaw. I think it's disgusting.
Yeah. The other thing here, Charles, if you're still on the line, I hope he's taking Black Gypsy's suggestion with applying to those 3 hotels. It sounded like it there. I'm not sure. Black Gypsy knows the area. He had his best interest at heart. And it sounded like he was maybe applying to those hotels. I haven't voted yet, but if I had an assurance that Charles was applying to those hotels as Gypsy suggested, it would be fait accompli that I would vote for Charles. So,
Charles, are you going to apply to those hotels?
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely. I mean, I was leading that way with you anyway, Charles, but I think you're doing the right thing there. Gypsy's a smart guy, and he has your best interest at heart.
He is. He's a smart guy. He's a good dude.
Yep.
He's leading you to the promised land.
I just feel like he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land.
So, as far as number 2 goes, I feel like at this point it's going to be Reese. I wouldn't object to. What would I do? I'd probably take Reese. I wouldn't object. To me, it's really a 2-horse race, only because I love Styles. I love Styles so much. But I understand that the positional value isn't great there. And that's the same reason you wouldn't take a safety there either, right?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't really think it makes much sense to pair Bailey with McDonald because they can't be on the field together when on early downs.
They're situational pass rushers. That's what they are.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like to bring in Reese, who's kind of got a little bit more versatility, kind of makes sense to pair him with McDonald. To be honest, that's basically all I had from a Jets perspective today. I will honor my promise and vote for Charles. He's a great number 1 and a great champion, and hopefully one day he will come back around and make sure that his allegiance is where it belongs here with the Jets.
Okay, so who do you want him to root for this season if he's not going to be a Jets fan?
Well, I don't know what kind of mush factor he has. If he has a mush factor, then I want him to root for the Colts.
He's back to rooting for the Jets, he claims. So
yeah, he says that. That's why we need to go Cowboys this year.
Well, if there's a mush factor there, then rooting for the Jets could be good too. I mean, when you think about the Colts and their prospects for this year, to me they're probably the 3rd best team in that division, best case scenario, right? You think about Jacksonville, you think about Houston.
Tennessee could be better. I mean, what version
Tennessee
of
could be
Daniel
better.
Jones? Is Daniel Jones going to come back and play like the guy he was before the injury? I don't know what he is.
When is he also coming back is the question.
Right. I mean, I don't think he would come back. If they're 4-9, he's not coming back, right?
It'd be stupid to come back at that point.
Right. So that's why I kind of think the Colts are probably our other than our own pick, which I think will be high, are probably our best ticket to a top 10 pick.
Kyle Cliff, I'm going to tell you right now, the reason why I do not believe in the Colts is they paid a whopping exuberant amount of money to a freaking wide receiver 2 when they got rid of their best receiver. Sorry, I didn't like the Alec Pierce signing. I thought that was stupid.
Right. I mean, I think the Packers will be in contention, but I mean, Dallas could also slip too. I mean, if you think about it, Washington had kind of a down year with their young quarterback. The Giants have improved, if only by adding Harbaugh, and the Eagles are still the class of the division. So, somebody has to come in last place in these divisions, and we know the change happens year over year all the time. So that's why having these four, and they're really actually 4 lottery tickets and not 3. When you think about that, Dallas versus the Packers pick is so smart by Muji. I mean, the other thing Gary was saying before was, he thought Muji was smart, but traditionally we haven't been smart in the way we run things, which is true. But, once you feel like you have someone competent in position, things are bound to change. I think Muji has some proving to do. He's proven he can trade. He's proven that he can not mess up early round picks, but can he prove to us that he's not going to let himself be swayed by some of the draft room influence of Glenn trying to keep his job? Because I can tell you that to me, the Arian Smith pick and some of the other day 3 picks, they kind of smacked of Glenn's influence last year. And I'd rather move past that. I would rather that Glenn get together and they identify some players together that they both really like, and just let Muji go do his job.
Kyle, great call. Their process on day 3 last year stunk, and let's hope it's refined this go around. Because they traded up for Tyler Barron, who's unplayable. Arian Smith, who should have been undrafted, they took him in the 4th round. Yeah,
that was a dumb pick in the 4th round. That was one of the worst picks out there.
It was bad. Shout out to J-Boy. He's in the raffle for 1. Thank you, J-Boy. Nick Shine checks in. Gypsy has the connection at the hotels. Cisco worked on the resume, and I'm transportation and favorite receiver. We have a full Gorman team. The team to get Charles Gorman a job is coming together, Cole.
I appreciate it. And you know what? I would love to be able to make as many phone calls as possible. He can use me as a reference. I want to make sure that he is in the right spot because if he deserves a job, and we need to see him get a job.
Abu Jacob says, welcome back, Cole. Are you and Jake going to do your NFL Pick'em segment again? We might have to bring it back this year, Cole.
Yeah. I've missed doing the show. I've missed seeing my friend. You guys got to understand the order that we get. The less time I spend actually outside of talking to Jake about the Islanders hockey team right now. We don't spend as much time together. So this was a way that we would connect. So I miss it. And I'll do it for free just because of how much I enjoy doing it with you.
Let's see. Nick Shine says Luby offered to purchase Gorman a suit.
So, there's no way he's not getting the job. Now he's got to pick up. Gorman, what hotel do you want to work at is the big question.
Black Gypsy recommended 3 in one area not far from where Gorman lives that apparently will hire Gorman.
So you have 3 options and a suit ready for you that's going to be perfectly made. Come on, man. You just got to pick which one you want to work at.
Jets Worldwide. Snowball says Reese at 2, trade up from 16 for Downs. Where does Downs go in your opinion, Cole?
I think he's the second best player in the draft. I really, really kind of love that comment. I think he's the second best player in the draft. I really do think that he is the most NFL ready player, but he's a safety. And I think that unfortunately, because of the safety value, you're going to see him probably go at around 10. Someone may end up trading up to go get him. But I think for sure that he is going to be closer towards that 8, 9, 10 range than he is the 3, 4 range.
Look, I'm not totally against trading up. I don't think the Jets would do that. I think if they trade up, they for a receiver.
No, and by the way, if they were trading on up, it'd be for Carnell Tate. Because did you see Daniel Jeremiah's interview with Mina Kimes?
I did see him say today that Tate is in play at 2.
I hate that.
Yeah, but Jeremiah's reasoning for part of that, it doesn't really add up. He's like, oh, well, if he was a little taller and ran a little faster, then I think he would definitely, be their pick. But if Ty Simpson had another 20 starts, then he'd be the number 2 overall. You know what I mean? These are kind of big things that he's talking about there. I don't think the Jets are going to draft Carnell Tate at 2.
Okay, here's the thing. I think Carnell Tate is going to be a damn good number 2 in the NFL. He's a number 2. You don't draft the number 2 wide receiver with the number 2 overall pick. You just don't. I don't think that he is as polished as Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave was coming out. I definitely do not think he was as prolific as Jack Smith and Jigba coming on out. I thought he did a good job of playing off of 2 really good receivers the last 2 years. Last season, it being Emeka Egbuka, and then 2 seasons ago being Emeka Egbuka, and last season being Jeremiah Smith, but he has been a quality secondary receiver. That's not what you take at number 2. You take that at 16 and you call that a win, because now it's just like pairing Roma Dunze with a guy like DJ Moore when you draft him in Chicago. But like, I'm sorry, like I'm not taking him at number 2. And honestly, a guy that I think
I think Tate starts, and I think he's in play like at 2. I think that conversation, I think he's entertained at 2.
Would you have taken him over Love if I had given that choice to you?
No, I have Love, but I mean, there's a lot of Tate supporters out there. There's a lot of people that need a receiver. I'll say this: if Tate was 205 pounds instead of 192 pounds, and he ran 4.42 instead of 4.53, I think there's a real chance he's the second pick in the draft.
But he didn't. Ty Simpson was 6'5", had 15 more starts. Was 240 pounds. Like he'd be the first pick in the draft over Mendoza. You can't play that game.
If Arch Manning was coming on out this year, even with all the question marks you have with him, he'd be the first pick over Mendoza. Like we can't live in a world of what ifs.
Yeah, I mean, if my aunt had a she'd be my uncle. Like, what are we doing?
If Charles had a job, he wouldn't be able to watch the Jake Asman show every single day, twice a day.
See, here's the thing with Charles, though. I don't think he actually watches my show that much. I think he just calls in, makes his points, and then he goes back to doing God knows what he's doing.
What? Come on.
I'm telling you, like Charles sometimes watches the show, but a lot of times he's just calling to check in and really hasn't heard any of the show.
Oh my God.
No. Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man and movies and sports and video games and maybe hot chicks.
Am I wrong, Charles?
I mean, when I choose to watch a show, I'll watch it. But I do other stuff around my apartment. I help pay my rent stuff. That sort of thing.
What do you mean you help pay your rent?
I pay my rent.
How long does that take to pay rent? You don't do it online? You don't write a check? Like, what's the process?
It doesn't happen within the day? I take out a check. I ask for a check of this amount of money, and then I mail it to the Woodbridge Housing Authority.
Right, but that process takes a full month?
No. Okay, I'm really putting myself in a bad situation here. My apologies, everyone. I say when I watch your show, I watch your show. Before I just automatically click the link, I watch to see what the heck you're talking about. Then I click the link.
So to recap, you sometimes watch the show. I'm not following.
And you're a number 1 seed. Let me make this clear. You're a number 1 seed and don't watch the show, or watch the show when you want to watch the show.
If I didn't watch the show, I wouldn't be here. So that's to me not a proper answer.
I think you used to watch the show, but now I think you've become very comfortable just kind of letting it fly. You call in and just let it rip.
I do watch your show, Jake. I do watch your show most of the time.
Who is your favorite Asmaniac besides Jake Asman and yourself?
Myself is not one of them. I like Purple Cloud.
You don't love yourself?
I do, but not as an Asmaniac. I prefer myself as an Omni person. I'm an Asmaniac, a Shiner, an OnlyFans guy for the Talking Jets panel.
Why don't you have an OnlyFans yet? It would do wonders.
If I did sex with a wide variety of women, that would be interesting. But at the same time, my mother probably would be heartbroken.
I don't think you know what OnlyFans actually is, Charles. There's no rule that says you have to post sexual content by nature.
Like, not a single bit of it. You have to.
Well, I'll probably
People
do more
would watch
research.
you just to see what your takes were. I would be subscribed to it.
You should take a picture of like your comic book collection, but you making like a sweet pose in front of all your comic books. Like that could be a premium post on OnlyFans. People pay money
I'll
for
do
that.
more research on the OnlyFans crap. Anyways,
Hey, big news from Gator, Charles. I think you inspired him here. This could be a problem for me. Gator just wrote in, Jake, no bracket updates until next week. Got to write a check for my new high-tech garbage can I got for the kitchen.
That might be a good thing for you, Charles.
got to know. But as I said, I'm an Asmaniac. I'm a Shiner. I don't excuse myself as just a Shiner. Charles, but if you ask me what my favorite Asmaniacs are, obviously Purple Belt Mike, who wants to be on the air with me. He just typed that in the private
Where's
chat.
Purple Belt Mike? I haven't seen him in a minute.
Well, Charles, look at you just making demands around here. Look at you just taking over the show.
I like Kyle Clifton. He's a good man. I met him in person at your draft party last year, Jake. He was a good man.
Yep.
Roseanne, Carly, even though I still have yet to see her in person.
So you want to meet lovely ladies, is what you're telling me.
Leanie, I like her.
Okay.
I should have said this to her on private chat on Discord that she's more of a number one seed than me.
Is Leanie your hall pass as well?
Yeah.
She's not my hall pass. She's married. She got grandkids.
Right, but you are. But okay, are you?
I
her hall
don't
pass?
do married women. It's against my principle.
We don't do any women.
Not yet. Why?
Why?
Do I do women in front of this camera to prove to you that I love women, Jake? I mean, come on, bro.
No, I'm not disputing that.
We're
I'm just
asking
saying.
why.
Yeah,
Why,
Jay
Leanie?
Quest said that Leanie was his hall pass.
I like Jay Quest to have met her in person. She's a sweetheart. Hope she's doing okay. Leanie's not my none of these women are my hall passes. I kind of
Who
mixed
is
feelings
your
about
hall
hall passes. I have mixed feelings about hall passes.
Why?
I don't know. It just feels a little weird for a woman to give her husband a hall pass. It just feels weird.
But think about it. What if you're every person's hall pass and they love you, and then you create your own OnlyFans account and it's an OnlyFans of hall passes? It'd be great.
I'm not that type of guy. I have a few morals of my own.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Charles,
I know. Now, there's something I want to ask you. I really went on with you, Cole. You said you don't like coleslaw, correct?
What?
You said you don't like coleslaw, correct? You said
I hate
like
coleslaw. I think coleslaw is disgusting.
My mother loves coleslaw. I don't like coleslaw. My mother.
Your
loves
mother's
it,
a
and
wonderful lady. You, however, can like whatever the hell you want, and you're not going to change my
I
opinion.
like blue cheese. I know you say you don't
Oh,
like blue
you're disgusting.
I love blue cheese, baby. And
Why?
ranch.
What
Why?
do you enjoy about a fungus that is growing on side of cheese that now is dipped inside of wings?
I just love the taste, baby. Love the
Yeah,
taste.
you
love
would.
the taste. Yeah, I'm a sick bastard, Cole. So is my
Damn
dad.
right you are.
Calm your freaky down.
You're sick, Gorman. You're
You are
sick.
sick. I haven't
well,
asked you. Are you a blue cheese guy? I should know this by now.
I've always liked blue cheese, but I've said this before. Living in Texas for 6 years, almost, I became more of a ranch guy in my time because the Pluckers Ranch is the best ranch I've ever had in my life.
Speaking of which, I'm going there. I think on Wednesday.
Are you getting plucked up?
Yeah, of course I am.
Nice.
Think
I miss
but
Pluckers.
think about this. I play trivia. I've won the last couple times I've gone. I've gotten $250. So my meals are free. And I don't have to get blue cheese. I can get ranch, which is the best ranch.
I miss Pluckers. Pluckers would crush if it ever came to New York.
Dude, honestly, it would. I honestly because the wing sizes are so good, and the sides that they get, and then the deals that you get with it are awesome.
Oh, it's tremendous.
Woo, woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo.
That's my reaction when I have Pluckers. Cole, I appreciate you hopping on. This was a lot of fun. We'll do it again soon.
I'll talk to you soon, buddy. Be good.
Where can people find you? Plug all the shows.
If you want to go ahead and follow me on social media, it's at Mr. Cole Thompson on Twitter. If you want to go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram, it's Cole_Thompson. You want to listen to me talk all things about the Texans and other Houston-related sports, go ahead and go download the Morning Drive with Dan and Cole on Sports Talk 790. If you love college football content in general, college football addiction, me, TJ Pittenger, Tom Hannafin, we do a show every single Wednesday, and then during the regular season, we do 2 shows per week. And then, of course, I always do one SEC Unfiltered 2 times a week, once on Monday at 2 p.m., once on Wednesday at 2 p.m.
Well done. We'll talk soon. I appreciate you, Cole.
Later, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cole Thompson.
It's J-E-T-S, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
Going right back to your calls. But first, let's talk about ZipRecruiter. Jet fans, it's draft season. Everyone thinks they're a GM. We got to take this guy. No, trade back. No, draft this quarterback. Meanwhile, we all know how this usually goes because if there's one thing the Jets have taught us over the years, it's that finding the right talent is kind of important. And that's exactly why you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter is basically your front office, except it actually works. Their smart matching technology finds qualified candidates that fit what you're looking for fast. You can even add screening questions, so you're not wasting time interviewing someone who would have been cut before training camp. No reaches, no busts, just right picks for your team. Score the best for your team with ZipRecruiter. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/audio. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. New set of raffle prizes. Name It sign helmet, Revis sign helmet, Braylon Allen signed jersey, Anthony Becht signed jersey. Enter for your chance to win that and a Jets jersey with the player of your choosing among our Jet legends. That will be for anyone who enters by the end of the show. So new set of raffle prizes. End of the show, your chance to win a jersey if you want. Namath, Klecko, Martin, Krabet, Revis, Mangold, Keyshawn Johnson. Your choices for that. Let me shout out Rasta Dread in for 1. Joey Windows in for 1. Flight Boys in the raffle for 1.
And here we go. Let's go. Let's go.
Paganardi says the draft can't get here soon enough. Amen to that. I think as much as we've enjoyed some of the draft content, it's just way too long. We're ready for the draft. Like, I love the combine. It was cool to be at the Senior Bowl this year. It's fun to get some of the juicy rumors, but the fact that we got 17 more days, come on. I'm ready for this draft. If I could press a button and the draft was here, oh, man, I certainly would love that. If I could press a button and bring on a man that we call Big Cho, I would certainly do that. So guess what? I will. Gator says, I think Big Cho might need an intro.
Big Cho.
Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in.
Big Cho.
I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles.
We're talking about Big Cho.
My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
I put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands early. Came home just chilling.
Big Cho.
Jake,
Big Cho.
how you doing, man?
Big Cho.
I'm doing well. Are you excited for the Yukon Huskies tonight?
Yeah, certainly am. You know, I told everybody in the chat, my mother-in-law is a UConn grad. So I was disappointed about the girls' game. I was hoping both of them would win championships, but can't have everything.
Is it true Dan Hurley called you for advice before tonight?
No, not tonight.
But he has called you in the past?
Who did Coach Hurley?
Yeah.
Nah. I've never talked to Coach Hurley. I would love to pick his brain.
I think you should pick your brain.
I don't know. He's pretty intense.
Leon says you're the first person to ever root for your mother-in-law.
Yeah, I love my mother-in-law, man. She's awesome. I have some very good, like I said a couple shows ago, I have some very good women, past and present, in my life.
We're talking about Big Cho.
Now, Big Cho, you did see the schedule adjustment, right?
No, I actually didn't. I wanted to make sure I called in today. I got my teeth implants today, but so I'm adjusting with a little bit of pain. But I thought I'd call anyway since it was my turn up.
Well, your turn is actually now tomorrow morning.
Okay, what? I gotta go be on campus tomorrow. What?
I'll be live at 10. So if you can call in at any point during the show, we'll put you on. If not, you can make your pitch right now to the voters.
I'll call tomorrow. I'll try to call around 10. 10:15.
It'll be me and Robbie Sabo. So as soon as we open up the call-ins, you'll be the first caller.
Do you have any idea what time that might be?
I'd imagine closer to 10:30 just to be safe.
Okay. All right.
You're taking on V-Man.
Yeah,
Hopefully he's awake
V-Man.
for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good match. I hope people will vote for me.
Why should they vote for you, Big Cho?
I just think just talking about myself and not talking about my opponent, because I don't have any bad things to say about anyone. Just based on 2025 being the first Tom Callers starting in January. Making it to the 15 seed within a month and a half. Making good takes on the Jets. Also talking about my personal life with college basketball, so I have a little bit of extra stuff to bring to the table. Calling in when I had my operation on November 18th, even though I just had an operation, I called the show, and even though I was having severe nerve pain, I came all the way up by myself from North Carolina to the Asmaniac meetup. For the Jets game against the Panthers. So I feel like I've shown my loyalty to the group. What's your thoughts?
I think you're a great caller, Big Joe.
I appreciate it.
Hey, real quick, I'm getting another call, so I'm going to give you a co-host.
Don't let go of the rope. What rope are you talking about? This whole team looks like it's shot to shit. Who the hell do you think you are? I am. Que pasa, amigo?
Beast.
How are you? You want some double bubble?
Yeah, man, I like gum. Although I can't chew gum right now since I just got my teeth implants done today.
Wait. You got teeth implants?
Yep. I had to get two of my teeth pulled.
Yikes. Did insurance cover that for you?
Some of it I had to pay a little bit out of pocket.
Yikes. Okay, how much was the damage? Grand total all.
I don't know the whole total, because I don't know how many months I'm paying, but I probably pay like $250 a month.
Yikes.
For the implants, so it's almost like doing a car payment.
Yeah, well, they'll hit you there. So why are you on Medicare?
I'm on Medicare and I have another insurance company as well.
All right. Well, as long as you're taken care of and you're all set and with stability and everything else, you should be all right. My balls feel like they've been destroyed in pieces.
Ladies and gentlemen, two of the greats there. Big Joe and Mr. Pay-Per-View, Beastbreaker. More of your calls before we wrap. Make sure you enter the raffle if you want a chance at a jersey at the end of the show.
He wears bad shit, crazy glasses. Spikes his football in the toilet. He might be a little drunk. 3D Gary thinks the guy is a midwit. Is that a Cybertruck on his face? Let's ask Sean Sugator.
Hey Jake, how you doing?
What's up, Sean?
Yeah, who's this guy, man? Who's that?
I didn't see. It was tough for me to see. Is that Eric McMillan?
Yeah, one of the greatest safeties we ever had.
Yes, sir.
And I looked up to him actually. When I was growing up as a teen. Aaron Glenn was my second favorite defensive player, and then Mo Lewis. But I just want to say, we need to draft better. Overall, it's high quality picks we need. High quality picks. If we don't get the guy we want, we have to go next. Forget the position battle. The next highest quality guy we need to get. You know what I mean? That's how you draft. And I
Would you
believe
say
that
the goal of the draft is to draft good players?
Don't overreach. Yeah, I go into the draft. Yeah, it's position is important. Yeah, but if you can have these guys like long term, these stars, you know what I mean, and every position is important. All right, let's say we draft Jeremiah Love. right? And Reese doesn't work out, and we trade Reese, then that's a good pick, because if Jeremiah Love becomes like the next Curtis Martin, we won't care.
But what if they keep Reese, draft a different player like Arvell Reese, who's an incredible player for our defense for the next decade?
Yeah, exactly. So if we go Arvell Reese, and then in the 16th spot is it's I'm gonna say it. You can trade up or down on that 16th spot, I think. And I think it's very encourageable. Like, if I want Caleb Downs, man.
Hey, Ralphie writes in, Jake, if I win the raffle, give the jersey to Sean so he stops whining all the time about going 0 for 3 years.
Okay. All right. Whatever, whatever, man. Whatever progresses Jake's show,
Luppy says, hey, Sean, is that a football in your toilet or did you eat a lot for Easter?
I should, you know what I mean? Like, with the football in the toilet thing, that was, a past moment where I felt into it and I went with it.
Have you put a football in any toilet since?
No. Am I proud of it? No. Would I regret it? No. I just went with it at the time. So
I thought you provided a great moment for this community.
Yeah, so should I have done it differently? No. Yeah, I just went with it. So I'm not gonna regret it. I'm not gonna dwell on it. So, but it happened the way organically. It happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Hey, baseline just wrote, this conversation's like watching grass grow. He wants a more entertaining Sean, I'm guessing.
More entertaining me. Okay. You want more entertaining me. I mean, you just went through like a line of callers that put me to sleep. But
Who put you to sleep the most?
Come on, I'm not gonna name names. But yeah, so
did Gorman put you to sleep, Big Cho?
Big Cho, I like Big Cho. I like Big Cho.
Sleep, though.
I'm not gonna say anything about Big Cho. I like Big Cho.
What about Gorman?
So, I like Gorman. Gorman's a good guy.
Now, who'd you vote for in this battle? Because Andrew C was your opponent in the first round, and you guys went back and forth, but he prevailed.
I went with Charles.
Wouldn't it be better to vote for Andrew so you could say, hey, I lost to a guy who knocked out the 1 seed in my region?
I don't know that much about Andrew C.
He's the dream.
I don't really know that much about Andrew C. I know he drinks a lot like me. I don't know him that well, I don't know who he is. So
do you want to know him?
But yeah, so basically get back to football. I enjoy your show, Jake. I enjoy, content creators, and I just wanted to say basically that I enjoy things and I go along with certain perspectives of people's opinions. And
that's the dream.
I lost to him. So
JETS. Yes. All right, let's go.
What's your favorite version of Dream? Drunk Dream, who's tired, or Drunk Dream, who's passionate?
The version of Drunk Dream is like a version of his own nightmares, I guess. Like Pitchfork, little demon possessed, idiots, poking away at his fat skin, peeling it off and making bacon out of it. But anyway.
Are you a fan of the band Kiss?
Yeah, I like Kiss. I like Nine Inch Nails. I like, Special Pumpkins, But, I like rap too. So.
You rap at all?
I used to rap when I was a teenager.
Well, give us a little rap.
Not on the spot. I can't do that. I can't rap on the spot. I'm not that type of rapist. I need to write up something up. I'm like Batman in that way. But
you should make a rap about the Jets.
Oh, it won't be good. It won't be good. But I just want to basically worry about now the present and the future. The past, we did what we had to do. Things didn't work out, and unfortunately, we came out looking ugly. But I think Muji, I like Muji. I think he can propel things, and I think he can make good choices. And I like the way he's doing things. It's off season. With Jeremiah
What advice
Love,
would you give to Muji?
With Muji, just keep doing what you're doing. Obviously Muji knows what he's doing. He knows the game. He's problematic. I'm gonna say not problematic. He's very how can I say it? He's very inquisitive, and he does things by the book, and he researches things well, and I think he can do things well, and I put my total trust in Muji right now. AG has to prove himself, as a coach, head coach. I liked him as a player. He was one of my favorite players, but he has to prove himself as a head coach. But
now, what's your message to all your fans?
I don't have any fans, Jake. Yeah.
I disagree. The
But-
chat, big fans of yours.
But all right, Jake.
Dino
but
wrote
I'm
in,
gonna-
after Dave Brigo 1 through 9, Sean's my 10th favorite Asmaniac.
I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. But I'm not with this to make friends or to acquire fans. I'm not about that. I'm about just getting my voice out, and trying to propel the show.
Big
Jake
fella
show.
says,
So,
I'm a fan.
he wasn't always. Big fella wasn't always a fan. He pretty much didn't like me, but it's cool. It's cool. We have a
Leon
meet.
writes in, the only bar Sean knows is the one he drinks in.
Yeah. Yeah, I drink at multiple bars, but yeah.
Major Punich says, I love you, Sean. You should come up with a rap. That'd be great, Sean. Let's work on that.
I'll come up with a rap. I could do that. But that's not my forte, but I play bass guitar. You didn't know that, did you?
I did not.
But yeah, I play bass guitar. But yeah, I'll come up with a rap.
All right. Sean, I'll let you run, but let's get to work on that, all right?
All right. All right. Peace, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sean.
JETS. Yes. All right, let's go.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Major Punage, the latest to join the raffle. Says, let's go dream. Get me in, Jake. Punage, you are in for 2. Hey, we are presented by our brand new presenting sponsor, PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app if you haven't. Please use the link in the description. In fact, I will post the link in the live chat as well. This will help me out a lot if a bunch of Asmaniacs could support our brand new presenting sponsor. Just download the PrizePicks app. You see right there on the screen the code HMA, and you're going to get $50 in lineups if you just put in $5. So you can start messing around with your own prize pick lineups. You got a bunch of different sports on tonight, including the national title game. So it's pretty easy. PrizePicks is a daily fantasy app. You just pick more or less on your favorite players' projections, and you can build your lineup in a few taps. It is way more available in more states than some of the other sports books. So I wanted to partner with PrizePicks so more of my audience can get an opportunity to play along and follow our picks, especially when we get closer to the Jet season and we're coming out with different Jet-related PrizePicks slips. But if you're watching a random game, once you got a lineup going, now you're locked in. Every possession matters. I've been mixing and matching with different sports. I had one over the weekend featuring a Yankee, an Islander, and a Nick. So why not have some fun? In fact, I put together a prize pick slip so you guys could see it for yourself. But again, download that app, click the link in the description, and you'll see firsthand what prize picks is all about. Here's my prize pick lineup for tonight. All right. A little combination here with some basketball players. I got Josh Hart, taking him in the prize pick lineup here. I have more than 11.5 points for him. Kevin Huerter of the Pistons, more than 12.5 points. Jared Allen of the Cavs, more than 2.5 free throws made. And Dylan Harper of the Spurs, more than 15 points. All right. That is a little $50 4-pick flex play. Big money if it hits. Follow along or make your own picks. Download the PrizePicks app and be a part of the process. All right. Couple calls left. Then we have the raffle, and we'll declare a winner in Asmaniac Madness. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to Ron, who joins us now. Hello, Ron.
Hey, Jake. How you doing? Hey, I'm calling. I heard the other day you had Blewett on there with Frankie. They were going over comparing Bailey and Reese. Anyway, then I heard you talking to Doozable the other day, and he defended Bailey from a real, pro player's perspective as a defensive lineman. And I know he was talking about, because the knock is that Bailey doesn't play the run really well. So he was giving you situations where he did. He said watching as a real player. So he defended him that way. So there are two words that have ruined the NFL draft, and that's upside and ceiling. Everybody has a ceiling, and if you've gone to a top college, you probably have been coached unbelievably, especially at that level, since you were probably about 10 years old. So I want a player at number 2 that's doing it now. I don't want the guy with the potential. I know you love Reese and stuff, and maybe, I hope he works out. But what if he doesn't? And then it becomes, the Jets took Reese and he's a bust. He can't do it. Maybe he's been coached up and maybe he has hit his ceiling. I know he's 20. Maybe this is it, but we don't know. But we know that Bailey's doing it now. So I want a player that's doing it now. And then I heard Dan Jeremiah the other day. I listen to a lot of this stuff. I love watching your show. But anyway, Dan Jeremiah was talking about when he worked for the Ravens. Ozzie Newsome said, because they were always making all these great picks. He talked about Suggs, talked about Ray Lewis. There were knocks on those guys coming out. Too slow. Ray Lewis was too short. He said they just said, let everybody do their thing, and we're going to pick the guys, the football players right now. These guys are the players right now. So I'm just saying, looking at it from those perspectives on everybody I just talked about. Like I said, I want a player that's doing it now. It's going to put on the Jets jersey and be a player now, not because he might be one. The potential's there, the ceiling. I'm just saying, I want a guy coming. We're talking about number 2, so there's no projection here. I mean, you could get a player. That you're saying, he might be this, but he's already this. I want a guy that right now is coming in that can play, and we know it. And you don't need a middle linebacker to run around. We could take one of the other guys in the second round. I'm just saying, if it's Reese and they know it and it's great, I'm the hugest Jet fan in the world. I'm rooting for him, and no matter what. But like I said, I want a player that's coming in now. He's going to get on that line and do his job. And listen to guys like Doozable. And I know Dan Jeremiah is, can go back and forth with his drafts and stuff, but listen to his perspective as a employee for the Ravens under Newsome. I respect that. And Doozable the other day, I know you were listening to him, and he shined a lot of light on the so-called weaknesses of Bailey not really being that. So I'm just saying,
Look, I don't think Bailey's a bad player. If you ask me what I think the Jets are going to do, I think they're going to take Reese, because I think Glenn's going to look at it like, I'm a defensive coach. This is my superpower. Look at all the different things I could do with him. And I think Carl Dunbar being there makes me feel a lot better about that pick. If they took Bailey, though, Ron, I'm not upset with that. In fact, I think Bailey's been getting too much criticism from some in the fan base. I really like both players. And I think I think if people talk up Reese, it means you have to talk down Bailey or vice versa. And I don't think that's true. Like, I think both guys could be outstanding players. Like it doesn't need to be, hey, one guy's great, the other guy sucks. There's a good chance they're both really good pros.
I agree. This is not Mad Max's yellow or orange wall behind me. You know where I am right now. So anyway, love your show once again, and I'm training. I'm getting ready to take. I want to be on the undercard of the Gary and Black Gypsy fight upcoming.
I love it, Ron. You're the man. Good luck with the training.
All right, thanks. Have a good day, sir.
JETS. Yes. All right, let's go.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a gifted membership from Sean Horton.
Good job.
Thank you, Sean. This is your last chance to get in on the raffle because we have time for one more call today. Ladies and gentlemen, before we bring this guy on, I want to play you something. Something that happened over the weekend following a matchup in Asmaniac Madness. For those who don't remember, there was a battle in the inside-outside region round of 32 where Chef Kevin defeated our guy Neil. And, well, it just shows you what happens when you win a match in Asmaniac Madness against a high-profile Asmaniac like Neil, because now Chef Kevin is actually being interviewed by people on the street.
Wow, Chef Kevin, what a win against Neil.
Yeah, it was tough, man. What a competition. Oh! Woo!
How were you able to pull out the win?
Yo, it was a tough fight. I battled back and forth. Neil's a good competitor, but I was able to squeak out the win.
Yo, Chef Kevin, can I get an autograph?
Absolutely, I got you.
You're going against Lane Train in the next round. Any ideas on how to slow him down, come out victorious?
Well, with Lane Train, he's a fierce competitor. He's only had one loss in this tournament so far. Going back from last year, he's a beast. I'm going to have to make sure that I stay on top of the steak that he likes, the ribeye with the mushrooms. And if I do that, I stick with the game plan, I'll be able to win.
Thank you, Chef. See you next week. Best of luck.
Can't wait!
Neil joins us now. Hello, Neil.
Oh, that was an amazing video. I'm so important. That's an amazing video. It's amazing. I'm glad Chef Kevin, his highlight of his life is beating me in an Asmaniac challenge. I just can't tell you how happy he is. It's wonderful. Anyway, now that you claim that I'm polarizing, which I'm not, but I am going to be now, because let me tell you something.
Oh, God.
I don't understand why, when we have watched horrible offense for the last 10 goddamn years, that all we do is talk about whether we want Arvell, Reese, or another defensive guy. Did we forget that we lost games 13-9, 6-0? Does anybody in this chat want an offense? I don't understand why all we talk about is a defense.
So what's your plan? You want to take Jeremiah Love at 2 then?
Yeah, let's put it this way. Jeremiah Love at least will get into the end zone and score some points. The only reason I want Jeremiah Love is, I love Brees as a rookie. Brees was a great player. He surprised a lot of us. And then he screwed up his Achilles or did whatever. And I think he slowed down a step or two. But I got to tell you something. If we take Jeremiah Love, why do I want a pass rusher when we're going to be down 17-0 in the fourth quarter? Who gives a shit? What is a pass rusher going to do for you when you're losing every game? Because you have no offense.
But you have to build your team based on the value of where you're picking.
The value.
Neil, look, I want them to go offense as well, but I'm not taking a receiver at 2nd overall.
No, I don't want a receiver. I want Jeremiah Love, number 2.
I don't want to take a running back at 2. How'd that work for the Giants?
Well, I don't know. All I know is Saquon Barkley propelled the Eagles to a Super Bowl. Without
because
him,
they were ready to win.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. Without Barkley, okay, and without Terrell Davis on Denver Broncos, okay, when they won a Super Bowl, okay, because Elway didn't win the Super Bowl. TD won the Super Bowl, if you remember, okay? And Saquon Barkley won the Super Bowl for the Eagles. And I'm telling you, I am having nightmares right now of Jackson Dart handing the ball to Jeremiah Love, and there's another Giant touchdown, and it's another victory for the Giants. And here we are with our sitting there boiling over as all our Giant brethren call us up and say, hey, when are the Jets going to get a good guy? When are they going to get a running back or somebody that makes a difference? This is what you guys don't get. We could take Breece Hall is a malcontent, Jake. I've heard enough about Breece Hall to decide he doesn't want to play for us anymore.
Okay, he does not. If he wanted to, he'd already have a contract.
That's not
and
true.
I heard
They're negotiating a deal. They're going to get a deal done after the draft.
after the draft. Okay. All I heard is that Brees Hall posts a lot of negative stuff about the Jets. He's in bars.
Posted anything negative.
Okay. I know for a fact that somebody heard him in a bar saying he wouldn't sign for the Jets for $100 million.
Yes,
That's
I know
what
you.
I
I
heard.
know you spoke with Luby as well.
Hey, listen. Whatever. All I know is this.
He wants to be paid, Neil, and I think they will pay him. But regardless, it doesn't make sense to draft a running back at 2. That's not how you build your team.
Well, let me ask you a question. Does it make sense to draft Jeremiah Love 2?
You've been radicalized by Lou B.
No. Hang on a second. Would it make sense to take him at 2 if we were able to trade Brees and a little bit of capital and get the Jacksonville wide receiver that has $3 million salary for the next 2 years instead of paying top dollar?
Suggesting? You're saying trade Brees to Jacksonville?
Yes.
I don't think they would want Brees. You're not going to get Brian.
They want
Thomas
a running
Jr.
back, Jake. They have nobody. They got rid of.
They're not doing a straight up trade Brees for Brian Thomas Jr.
I'll give them a little bit more because Brian Thomas Jr. only makes $3 million a year. How much are we going to have? What?
It's too, they don't want Brees's contract or to then have to pay Brees. I don't think that's how they want to build their team. That's why they let ETN walk.
Well, I'm hearing they want a running back and they need a running back. So I think Brees has got some trade value for a couple of teams that need running backs. Maybe Denver might want him. Somebody's going to want Brees Hall. If he's so bad, then why the hell do we want him?
Because he's a good player.
Okay, so you don't think another team that needs a running back would take Brees Hall?
Yes.
We didn't. Jake, did we use Brees Hall properly last year, in your opinion?
I don't think they've ever used him properly to.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, maybe Frank Reich will use him properly, maybe not. But the point being is, I would rather trade to get a wide receiver 2 than pay any of these receivers that are not the first or second best in the draft $30 million guaranteed because they're a first-round pick. I'm not interested in that because I don't believe that we could take a third or fourth best receiver in this draft.
What are you talking about? Neil, how often is the third best receiver one of the best receivers in a draft class? There's good receivers that always go in a first round. The Jets at 16 can get their receiver. They'll address offense there. You don't do it at 2. The best non-quarterback in this draft might very well be Arvell, Reese, or David Bailey, who the Jets could take, or Sonny Styles.
Sonny Styles is a linebacker. I like this guy Gonzalez. I saw tape on Gonzalez. I like him better than Sonny Styles. The guy had 15 turnovers in 1 year, and you could get the guy at 33 or 44. Why am I diving into Sonny Styles? Because he had a good 40-yard dash.
Who is Gonzalez?
Martinez. What's the guy, the linebacker?
Who are you talking about?
The linebacker that had 15 turnovers last year. Some magical amount of turnovers.
Jacob Rodriguez, the Texas
Rodriguez, Martinez, Gonzalez. Yes, that's the one. How about that? How about that linebacker that makes turnovers and peels the ball away from the ball carrier and gets fumbles? Because guess what? Maybe we could use a guy that turns the ball over. Since we had how many last year? 2?
So what's your plan at 16? Ty Simpson still?
Yes. I want Ty Simpson. I want a quarter.
These goddamn exploding cigars. I gotta go, Jake. I'll call back later. Shit.
I love Neil so much. He wants Jeremiah Love and Ty Simpson now. Amazing. Again, I love. Like, he's awesome. I can't take a running back at 2. You bring up Saquon. That did not work for the Giants. All right. Look at the Raiders last year, Neil. They took a running back. How'd that work for them? How'd the running back selection work for Vegas last year? Ashton Genty, they took him 6th overall. How'd that work? Oh, they had the worst record in the NFL. You're picking 2nd in the draft. Positional value has to matter there. And I like Jacob Rodriguez. Maybe they can take him at 33. After they already took Arvell, Reese, or David Bailey at 2. Well, come on. And the Ty Simpson at 16, no. Take a receiver at 16. Let's get Mekhi Lemon there. Let's get Jordan Tyson there. Let's take Omar Cooper there. I'm even open to Sadiq. They need a playmaker there. I agree with you. They need to address offense. But the Jets being dog crap on offense, I don't know if it magically changes if they take Jeremiah Love 2nd overall, and then you're trading Brees, and it's like, it's not a need for the Jets right now. I don't think it makes sense. And if the Giants took Jeremiah Love, which, by the way, I don't think they will, but if they did, they have the quarterback in place. It's a little different with them. And by the way, Neil's pronunciation of Saquon Barkley, did he call him Shaquan? That was incredible. I might add as well. Also, Neil yelling about this Gonzalez guy. He's like Lane yelling about drafting Knoble. Oh, man. Julian Vasquez is now a channel member. He's in the raffle for one. Unreal. We got a raffle coming your way. But first, voting in Asmaniac Madness needs to be determined. A winner must be declared. And ladies and gentlemen, it is the number 1 seed in the region, Charles Eugene M. Gorman, moving on to the next round.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey everyone. I'm sorry. This is a promotional video for my upcoming matchup against the Dream in Asmaniac Madness. And I would like for you guys to vote for me because, one, I believe in achievement.
People think I don't want to work, which is not true. I just had a bit of a nap not too long ago, too, so that didn't help.
Believed in achievement, too.
Go look for a job. Do something.
I never consider myself a perfect person. I know I got some flaws to myself, but I do strive on being a good person. I'm being a better person. I know a lot of you guys were shocked when I somewhat announced my allegiance to the Colts last season.
This team is a disgrace.
An error on my part. You know, if you need help in a battle to the gates of hell and back, I'll be there for you.
Hold on, I'm going to pause right now. Hold on.
And I truly never forget what good things people have done for me. I'm sorry, I just had to hold on.
Oh, my bad, everybody.
Asmaniacs is that, my fellow Asmaniacs is that. I really care for you guys. I truly do. I know a lot of you guys were upset with my quote-unquote abandonment of the Jets last season, but I never really abandoned the Jets. I know what I said, but I never really abandoned means you left and never came back.
Oh, that was a bad fart.
With that being said, I will never abandon you in your time with me, regardless what team I love. Because, you know, my parents taught me to always give back to my community. Parents always taught me to be respectful towards others.
Fuck you, Dave Berger. Look at you. Look at me. I still have brain damage. You sure about that? This is what your parents produced.
And I think for the most part, I genuinely have tried my best to be a good, honest person as well as a respectful person as well. Right. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Gorman advancing to the Sweet 16. Final score, Gorman 63, the Dream 37. 506 votes were cast. Congrats to Gorman. His opponent will be determined tomorrow morning. Will it be Big Cho or V-Man in the 4 versus 5 battle? We'll break that one down for you tomorrow morning. With that, it's time to get to the raffle. Ladies and gentlemen, a Jets jersey is up for grabs. So we say hello right now to the master of raffle ceremony.
Gary is a cheater, and he's a disgrace to this country. I think somebody should throw him in Iran and let him be the yeah, that's right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
please can we get him some towels on his head and send him to Iran and then put him in a bunker somewhere. Maybe a nice $15,000 grant shot. But come on, Mean Gene. Let's give him something away. Hello, everybody. This is Mean Gene Oakland, and we're telling you right now. Let's go to that Wheel of Champions and come on and bring me that wheel. We're going to get a winner today. Now and start the countdown at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's spin that wheel. Wow. The wheel is spinning, folks. Are we going to get a winner? Let's go there now.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Well done, Beast. Well done. We have a couple last-second entries. Omar Ochoa and Black Gypsy each entering the Asmaniac Raffle at the buzzer. Let's get their names in. Also, shout out to Gary 3D Boxing, who bought a March for Art shirt during the show. So he got himself 5 raffle tickets for doing that as a long-standing rule. Gypsy, you are officially in. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, 29 total entries this show, but only one can win a jersey. Anyone in is automatically entered in the weekly raffle series, so keep that in mind if you're out there thinking about entering a daily raffle. Good luck to all. Only one can win. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Asmaniac Raffle is... Wait, hold on. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We did not have Peg and Artie on the wheel. Redo. Redo. I just noticed it. Peg, thank you. Peg and Artie. They need to be on there. We will respin. One moment, please. One moment. Good catch by Peg and Artie. My apologies here. Let me make sure every other name loaded. I don't want to shortchange anyone. Nope. Okay, we are all good. Peg and Artie, good eyes by you guys. All right, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Here we go. Sure, Peg and Artie are in for their proper amount. They are. All right, here we go. Good luck to everyone. But only one can win. For the second time, we spin it. The winner is... Joey Windows. I don't know who Joey Windows is. I don't recognize that name, but Joey Windows, you won. You gifted a membership at 6 p.m. Eastern. Shoot me an email, asmanjake@gmail.com. Your name, your address, the jersey of the Jet legend you want, and the size you want it in, and we'll send it to you.
Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets!
Joey Windows, you are the winner. Why is my music still playing? Hit the Jet chant again one more time for Joey Windows. Also, I think Peg and Artie might have screwed over Gary 3D Boxing. So, Gary, because I feel bad, that shirt that you bought, I will comp it for you so everyone wins here. So, Gary gets a free shirt. Joey Windows gets a jersey because I feel bad. Gary probably was about to win that jersey if I just put Peg and Artie's name properly. So, Gary, you're going to get a shirt out of all this that is comped. Appreciate you supporting the show in the merch store. One final super chat from Lou B, who says, the crusade begins. Team 69. Love at 2. Lou B has converted Neil to the Jeremiah Love movement. Joey Windows paying it forward right away. Hey, Joey, shoot me an email. Let's get your jersey ordered. He just gifted the community at the buzzer a 5-spot of channel memberships. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. See, it works out in the end. Joey Windows pays it forward, and Gary's getting a shirt. What a win. Congrats, Joey. Thank you for your support. Awesome job by everyone. Thank you to Cole Thompson for hopping on the show. We're back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Robbie Sabo is the guest, so I'm looking forward to getting Robbie on. We'll get his thoughts on the Reese and Bailey debate. I know Peter Schrager has a mock draft coming out, and I've been tipped off by a couple people I trust that there's a big Jet surprise potentially in there. So we'll talk about that tomorrow and much more. You guys are the best. I don't want to leave you, though, without another iconic video. So sit back and enjoy a moment from Saturday's show that will have ramifications for years to come. That's the type of show that we had on Saturday. And if you missed it, you're going to need to go back and watch. Here's a little sample of one of the craziest moments in the history of the Jake Asman Show As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, go Jets, and we'll talk to you soon.
For you twice, so you should be disqualified.
You are a scumbag.
Let me know when you're done crying.
Give me your bullshit. Let's hear it.
I voted for you twice.
All
Go
right.
quit.
All right, I'm done. I'll quit. It just shows who you are. You're a cheater and a scumbag, bro. You took something that was fun and playful and cheated. You were so scared of Amanda, a girl that you talk shit about that's lesser than you for some reason in your mind. You had to cheat to beat her.
Let me know when you're done. I never said I was better than her, right? So you're just a liar in general. I never said I was better.
I'm a liar. The cheater is calling me a liar.
Sit on your hands, mute yourself if you have to. I let you go. Stop acting like a female.
A female that you have to cheat to beat.
Stop talking. Sit on your hands and mute yourself. Act like a grown man. Don't act like a female. You're very effeminate.
I cannot wait to see you in person, bro. I will literally take the charge and sit in the jail for how long will that take? Just to clean your clock. You deserve to get punched in the face. You told us you're a scumbag. You told us you didn't pay your taxes. You told us you cheated. And now that we're telling you your character is a shit character, you're trying to tell me that I'm the bad guy for pointing out that you're a piece of shit? You're such a loser, dog. Who cheats in the Asmaniac tournament? Yay, cheaters. So cheaters. You don't have any morals. Gary, you use religion to back up bullshit statements.
This is like the funniest thing ever. This is like the biggest crybaby woman I'd ever seen. He can't stop.
I guess I'm a crybaby. I'll be a crybaby. Because Gary is a scumbag, we have to make new
like
rules
an
next year.
irate child in the this is like an irate 2-year-old in the toy section of the store crying because mommy won't buy him a toy.
As an Asmaniac, you're entertaining, but you're an entertaining scumbag.
I created like 3 accounts today. I already had 4, so I was like 7.
Appreciate y'all, really.
Talk about fireworks on a Saturday afternoon show. What?
Are both Gary and Gypsy out of the tournament? That would be horrible.
We need to say a little prayer for Black Gypsy. That was absolutely unhinged. He's threatening to beat me up, and he's more than welcome to try over a Asmaniac contest. You're more than welcome to try, pal.
I encourage one man, one woman, one vote. But unfortunately, we have a lot of people with, they're dishonorable here. The whole process is corrupted because there's no rule. Anything goes situation.
Gary is a cheater and he's a disgrace to this country. I think somebody should throw him in Iran and let him be the yeah, that's right. You degrade women. You've degraded people with autism that have problems. Oh, we're fat and we're stealing your tax dollars. You go, woo! I swear to God, if you and I ever get in the ring, I will kick your ass all over the place.
Look at this. He's actually more rational than Black Gypsy was. Black Gypsy needs your prayers, guys.
Shame. Oh. What, look like a retard to you or something?